this is like, you're talking like there's a finale. I'm laughing because I'm like, there's no finale. There's no finale to this relationship. The reason being is because this is just part of his journey. Him with the partner and the child is not a forever thing. This is just a part of his journey, that this child is meant to come into the world. This child's really important in terms of him passing his gifts down. But in terms of the spiritual connection between the two of you, and will it come back around? Yes, it will. I feel like between now and 2027, Chiron, and I'm going to get to this part, Chiron will be leaving Aries. And it's important because that is in your house of partnership, Libra. And Chiron, I keep calling it Chiron because I'm Canadian. Chiron is what I guess the rest of the world says, is wounded healer. And here you are with the spiritual connection with them, healing them. They came to you a bit behind their soul journey. They were maybe a bit lagging behind, and you and your connection were able to pull them ahead very quickly, pull them into your timeline. I still feel like it's a strong connection. They have some life choices they need to make, but you right now, you can only observe. You can't, because right now you have this energy where partners that come into your life, romantic, business, however you operate with them, you're healing them. You're
right. I've always been a profound healer. Like, Spirit always has me show up in people's lives at critical points to help them stay on their, divine path. But then I always am left feeling like, okay, that's great. I'm happy to serve, but like, I would like something to work out where I'm not left brokenhearted. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That it's a lonely road. Service to spirit, and sharing God, Jehovah, Yahweh's love and life, to pull back the healing on the romantic partnerships, or ones that come into the romantic realm. And like I said, if you withdraw that healing energy, he'll feel it right away. And I just feel like
I am withdrawn. He's not getting my energy right now because I'm just like, I can't be in that. Like, I can't answer that. Like, that's not healthy for me. I don't have judgment, and I miss him. Yeah. But
pull back that energy, because he's going to come around when he's in a place where he can reciprocate and give it back to you. That's what you're actually needing. I'm going to wind up my show. I've got about 10 seconds left. I'm going to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining me this week. We're going to see you next week for a full show of predictions for 2024 for each of the signs. Have a great week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm trying to get myself still together. It's been one of those days. This is your mini medium on the A1R Psychic Radio and the beautiful Moonstruck TV. And again, I am your mini medium and super excited to be back. And I still sound a little raspy. I apologize. I've been getting or trying to fight this dang upper respiratory virus called pneumonia. So that's been fun. So if you hear me, cough a little bit throughout the show, I apologize. It's just this residual leftover stuff. But thank goodness I'm on the up and up, and just so grateful for everybody that sent their well wishes and their prayers and their good healing vibes and all of that good stuff. So I hope you all are getting ready for the big holiday that's coming up. So Christmas here in the U.S. and other, around the world, how they celebrate in their own special ways. So I know that this time of year is so hard, especially for those who have lost loved ones. So all of my good healing vibes and prayers and positive energy and love and light goes to everybody out there during this time that is struggling with, the loss of a loved one. Especially, like I said, through the holidays are always so difficult. But I'll tell you, with that said, that is where I feel that we, and when I say we, mediums, psychics, light workers, we are here to hopefully give some, comfort or closure or peace or, healing, whatever it may be. That is our purpose, and especially during these times. So I'm happy to be able to be on A1R Psychic Radio to do that. And I love and feel so blessed to work with some incredible people with A1R, and just how just authentic everybody is that works for the station and behind the scenes and all the other readers out there. So it's definitely not an easy quote unquote job, but doing as I do, definitely the positive outweighs negative if there is such a negative thing. But I always say it's a blessing and a curse. So, we have our good days and our bad days. And an important thing I'm going to throw out there, and I'm going to pull our affirmation, but I have without a doubt the reason that I have gotten sick so much this year is because I have not been practicing what I preach by taking care of myself and making sure that I do a good cleanse and do that inner self-love and self-care. So please do as I say, not as I do. How's that? So thank goodness I've had amazing clients and family and friends that have been so good with just hanging in there and allowing me to get better before we did readings. So we've had to reschedule many, but I promise I'll be back in full force and it'll be worth it. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to pull the affirmation for today. And then, of course, we'll take our callers. So in true, I guess, Christmas fashion, if you will, I'm going to pull the number 25. Now, that does not mean that that was not the number that I have been saying the last couple of days. It actually has been. And let's see, sorry. So 25 ironically has been the number. So 25 in my visions would be the 25th of a month. This would be February 5th. This would be the age of 25. And what else in that connection? Someone who could possibly be born in 1925. So this is how souls come through when I start to channel, when I start to get messages. So please keep that number 25 in mind. And I'm sure that it's going to be for sure tonight in some way, shape, or form. Okay. All right, my friends. So tonight, our affirmation, boy, man, I'll tell you, I giggle every time because every time I read these affirmations, it's almost like my guides are yelling at me in my face. So the affirmation for everybody out there, and especially during the holiday season, it says, my patience is being rewarded. My turn will come. So again, my patience is being rewarded. My turn will come. So having that patience, again, in whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in life, I'll tell you, patience is very hard. Immediate gratification is something that a lot of people struggle with. So give it time, be patient, and just know that the universe or God or whoever you feel your maker is will reward you, especially when you are putting in the work. I promise it definitely will come to fruition. So I have noticed it myself and have witnessed it with others as well. So, okay. All right. Well, I am excited to take my first caller, and this lady doesn't live too far from me. So this is Catherine, and Catherine is in Denver, Colorado. Hi, Catherine. This is the mini medium. How are you?
Hi. I'm so grateful to speak with you. I'm doing well. Thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Just getting through and getting ready for the holidays. It's a busy time of year for sure. Yeah. I always say it comes so fast, and we stress about it, and then it comes and it's gone within 10 minutes. It's like,
so true.
Like waiting for a ride at Lagoon, or at Disneyland.
Right, it's the worst traffic jam ever.
Yes, for sure. Yes. Well, how can I help you tonight, my friend?
I just need some direction, if you don't mind. I'm really in a struggling situation. I've been forced into an early retirement from a job that I was passionate about and loved because of a medical condition. I've applied for disability. I've gotten denied repeatedly. I just spent 3 hours at the Social Security office again today with another denial process. And I will be penalized if I attempt to work, or I wait for the 9 months for them to make the final decision about the disability application. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to work or just wait for the disability application. And even if I get it approved, it doesn't even cover the cost of my rent per month. So I just don't know what to do. I'm just kind of struggling, very kind of weary right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other thing I'd like to ask about is my love life. I have a gentleman that is the love of my life. We've been together about 5 years, but it's kind of a complicated situation, as they all are. I'm just hoping that we'll have a long, successful love life together. I'm hoping that's the direction there.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's I pull a couple cards for you and see. Sometimes I will use my cards for some direction and just some guidance. So a couple things that let's address the disability, the financial part of your question first, and then we'll see if we've got some time to touch base on the relationship. But so a couple of things that have come up that I feel now. not to get into, I know, not me personally, but people that I have witnessed, a family that have really struggled, with getting disability. I know, for one, I know it's not an easy, process anyways. It's many times of being rejected, many times of having to appeal and appeal and appeal. Now that doesn't apply to everybody, but just from my personal perspective, I've watched and seen how many people have really struggled to get that approval. And then, it's 3, 4, 5 years down the road and they're still trying to, get approved. So,
which is such a disservice. I've been paying into the system since I was 14 years old. So I've been paying into the system for 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. And I think that's one thing that's frustrating is when we put into that benefit, but yet we struggle so hard to get approved for it, when we need it. So I completely understand.
I found that my most recent denial was because I had a very small amount in my 401k, which I've already cashed out to pay rent the last 3 months. After an extended hospital stay, I was in hospital for like 4 months, and I cashed out my 401k to pay rent, and I got penalized for that. That's why I got denied this last go around.
Gotcha.
It wasn't that much. It was a few $1,000s, but
yeah. Well, so when it comes to with with the disability and the next step that I see coming, I did pull a couple cards, by the way, just to get some idea here. Now, the one thing that I'm noticing that's very that's sticking out to me as far as intuitively is also just kind of again, you have free will choice and you can decide how you want to proceed. But I do feel that there is some lacking, how do I put it? Some lacking medical paperwork. It feels to me like there needs to be more in order for this to be pushed through, in order for this to possibly be approved. It just feels to me like there's some documentation when it comes to, your past, how do I put this? Your past care that needs to be either updated or worded differently, and in that sense. So it just feels to me, it's like, I guess the vision I can tell you that I'm really getting, Catherine, is not all the I's have been dotted and not all the T's have been crossed. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense, like, to me specifically, because I only got notice of this appointment for the Social Security Administration 2 days ago, and the appointment was today. And I followed through in every way I could. I had letters from doctors, I have hospital records, everything I gave them in person today.
Gotcha. Okay. So, so the way that
there might be something lacking that I don't know of,
Right. So, when it comes to that, here's my just intuitively moving forward. Keep aggressively pushing forward with this. I do feel that if you're in the beginning stages of this, which it may be that case, just really be very diligent about all the paperwork that's being given, being sent in by the doctors, whoever may be. That's where I'm saying I feel like there's just, I know how very anal that, the approval can be. So just be very diligent about that, even if you have to hire representation, which I do feel like that's what's going to be coming next in order for.
If I could afford it, I would, But,
yeah.
And I'm not allowed to apply for work in the 9 months while they wait to make the decision process. But the decision process to go through is take up to 9 months. I'm not allowed to apply for work, so I'm not allowed to have an income. But I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that. I'm so sorry, my friend. Well, I'll tell you, just, I feel there's a favorable outcome. I really do. And I don't just say things to say them. I will tell you yes or no. I always say I don't sugarcoat things. I will tell you it's just going to be, it's looking a couple, 3 more years out there. So that's where your free will choice comes in and says, okay, is it worth it? Or do I, keep pushing forward with it, So just,
it's either like surrender and die. I just don't know anymore. I've been brought back from death 5 times, and and I struggle so much. And I'm a very stubborn person. You probably can see that a little bit, which is both one of my biggest gifts and one of my biggest defects, because I'm so stubborn. It made me a really good addict for years, but I'm so stubborn that I fought back. After I was pronounced dead twice in 2017, the doctor gave me 1% chance of living, and said if I lived on the 1% chance, I would never walk, talk, or feed myself again. I went straight back to the full-time work in the airlines right after that.
Wow.
And I got forced into a retirement from the airlines because of a stroke.
Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, my friend. Well, I'll tell you, I can definitely tell you have determination. That is for sure. And I can tell you have that very fiery, stubborn, like you said, personality to where, don't surrender to this. You've gotten through a whole lot worse, my friend. So, keep pushing through, because like I said, there's a favorable outcome. It's just going to take some time, and I get that.
Don't go gently into the light now.
Yeah, no, please don't. Please don't. Keep pushing through. I always say, you've gone this far. You've gotten through a lot worse. So keep pushing through. Keep pushing. Just make sure.
There's got to be better. Yeah.
Advocate. Yeah, exactly.
High intentions. This great book I read, The Philosophy, is about setting your personal thermostat. For example, you walk into a room, you set the thermostat at 74. You don't go tinker with it. You don't go mess with it all day. You expect it to ride. You can set your own personal thermostat for a day. I expect the day to be full of blessings and great interactions with loving, kind people. You expect the day to rise to it. I've tried to set my personal thermostat so high for success and love, and not wealth, but just stability.
Yeah.
I feel it's just not rising to my expectations.
Yeah.
I'm in a constant prayer. I pray constantly, almost obsessively. Sorry, you're really in the journal version of this tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I always say that writing and journaling is such a great way to get that energy out, so you're not keeping it, all bottled up and then eventually, in a sense, exploding later, That's beautiful. I love that. And I love how you put that. So hang in there with that, hun. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, my friend. Well, I have another caller waiting, but I wish you so much luck. I will send you such good healing vibes and positive vibes, love and light, everything I possibly can to help you get through this, and sending you well wishes and happy holidays. Okay.
Thank you for your wisdom, my friend. You be blessed. You're a blessing to me.
You as well. Oh, thank you, hun. Take care of you. Okay.
Thank you. You as well. I think I will.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. All right, my friends. Okay. All right. So now, Sandra. Hi, Sandra. This is Stephanie, your mini medium. How can I help you tonight?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I would just love a good. Thank you for asking. I'm so excited.
Good.
I guess I'm for, You said good? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Good. I'm excited.
Yay.
You're okay.
I know. Just a career reading. I have some things going on, so I wanted to know what you see.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's been kind of the theme tonight. It's interesting. I feel like as we go into the 2024 year, there's so many, I guess our mind go all over the place with different goals and new direction, all about those New Year's resolutions, which I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions, but, I think sometimes some people like to do those just to get themselves motivated for sure. So, okay. All right, my friend. Well, I wanted to pull a couple cards for you to see what's coming up in that first. Let me hear. Now, I'm just writing a couple down. Okay, well, here's the first thing that I am being pulled towards you. For one, you have an amazing, just your voice, your energy. You have a very high vibrational frequency, as we call it. Your energy is beautiful, by the way. You have a great energy, which ultimately is what's going to help push you through and help you to obviously be the best that you possibly can and the best version that you can during this lifetime. So keep doing as you're doing, especially with that beautiful energy. Now, this next year, going into 2024, the one thing that I really, the first vision I get, and that's how my premonitions and my gifts start to kick in, is a whole new direction and change in your career / soul's purpose. Does that make sense? I just feel like I see you starting to realize there's more to this life than what you've been doing.
Oh, 100% whole new career. Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Perfect. So now, some things that I would just say to be mindful of as I see coming into next year with that. For one, well, you have you've got to be either a fire sign, my friend, or you've got to be an air sign. What is your zodiac sign?
Taurus.
A Taurus. Okay. Oh, I think Taurus is Earth sign though. Is Taurus Earth?
It is Earth, yeah.
Yeah, it is Earth. Oh, are you on a cusp by chance? Your birthday?
Very close to it, the 18th. So the cusp, I believe, is the 22nd.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I'm sitting here going, man, you've got a little earthy vibe coming from you, but I definitely feel like you've got that.
I feel like I should be a Gemini.
See, and that's what I am. I'm a Gemini, and that's exactly what I was just going to say. You are an air sign.
We get along very well. I love Gemini. So.
See? Oh, I love that. Yeah, I knew it. I would be willing that if you had your chart done, which I don't do that. I sure would love to learn, but I'm willing to bet you have a lot of the Gemini in your chart. So the Gemini being that air sign, you're also very easygoing, you're ebb and flow. So when it comes to this new career, I feel like you're going to fit into it beautifully. It's going to be perfect. The only concern, if it's a concern, I wouldn't even know if concern's the right word. I would just be mindful that, here, I would say at least until about March of next year, things may not be going exactly how you had hoped, but hang in there because I feel like there's a shift right around that springtime to where you'll see things get to where, oh, okay, it's making sense. Now, I can move forward with what I really want to do with this career and take what I learned in the last few months and then run with my ideas, if that makes sense, because I feel like you've got some amazing healing energy. Geminis and even Taurus have that very healing, want to take care of people, want to see people be happy, get that, that we fill our own cup up by seeing other people fill theirs up. So be prepared for next year to right about summertime, taking off pretty, just exponentially. It just feels like it takes off like a rocket. So, with that said, I also feel like I see you bringing someone in to your business or your line of work with you to help, to assist. So if you haven't already, does that make sense?
100%.
Beautiful. I love it. So now I want to know, what is it that you're going into? Can I ask what career direction?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you everything because you did really well. So I am going into the film and television industry, which we are having a script written, and we gave him the deadline of March that we'd like a final draft. So your timeline is very good. So, I could see this taking us, pushing him, rewriting, and all of that stuff that goes into this. And it taking that long till April or May, like you said, because now once we have it, now we have to shop it.
Right.
The other thing that you talked about, bringing someone in, makes total sense. I do have a partner on this, but we will need to bring people in to execute the project. So that made total sense. And the healing energy, I'm a Reiki master and a medium, so you nailed all of it. That's why I put in the thing. I was like, oh my God, I want a reading. I never get readings. I'm always giving them. So
right. Oh my gosh. Sandra, I'm the same way. I always say the healer needs healing too. And I want to find something. Yeah. I love it. Well, I always think I want to be read. I want someone to read.
I would love to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Off topic, you and I can connect later, but you did really good. Is there anything else that you see?
Yeah, so are you in a relationship? Are you dating?
I've been in one for a while.
You have? Okay.
8 years. Married. Yeah, like a longer. No, okay. 8 years though. But tell me what you see. No.
Okay. Yeah. No, I am. So well, for one, you validated. I didn't see the marriage commitment, which is fine. The signs I get when it's committed through legally, it's a different feeling, a different vision. So you validated why that was there. So yeah, I mean, 8 years with somebody. I don't know how it is where you are in California, Utah. It's common law marriage, so you kind of become. What is it? Where your stuff is my stuff is your stuff, that kind of crap. So, but I feel like in this relationship, I like it. I feel good about it. I know I've got about a minute left. My producers let me know, but I just want to tell you one thing that I saw with the relationship is that make sure, in a sense, I guess, if you will, that you are taking time to do for you and not always worried about them and what you can do for them, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
You put a lot of energy and effort into making them happy, which is fine, but make sure you're giving back to yourself, okay?
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Good. All right, my friend. Well, I have to sign off. My show's already ending, but I'm so happy to have met you. And do have a wonderful holiday. Okay? Yeah.
Okay,
it was so nice meeting you. All right, hon. Bye-bye. All right, guys. This is your mini medium. Have a happy holiday and a happy new year. I will see you guys next week. Okay? Bye, guys.
one psychic radio network and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Psychic Path on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am Suzanne Marie with Psychic Paths, and I'm here to do a really good reading. Thank you, everyone, for calling in, and thank you to all the listeners. I am very aware that there was a full moon yesterday in Sagittarius, and it's a very, very lucky mood. I think that the wishes and the things that we want to manifest, if we manifest now, have a really good chance of coming through and manifesting. And also, I'm aware that today or tomorrow, Mercury goes into retrograde. And that's what I think is going on as I look at my blank screen. I think Mercury is in retrograde. But anyhow, I hope that everyone is doing well. And I'm so glad to be here. And I can't wait for a really good caller. I am a clairvoyant and a light trance medium. And you can come and check me out on my website, Psychic Paths, if you would like a private reading. I'm so thankful for the people that I have seen, the clients that I have seen. Thank you, everyone who has done reviews on Google and Yelp and on my site. I just really, really appreciate all the love and support that you give to me. And thank you, A1R Psychic Radio. So I hope that everyone is doing well, and I hope that everyone is taking care of themselves and doing what they can to rest and to think of themselves as we go into this holiday season. Be kind and show some love to people, because sometimes this is a very hard time of the seasons. Is people either missing family or have too much family or not getting enough of what they need, and you can't give from an empty cup. So please fill up your cup and get what you need. Make sure you get what you need. I hope that everyone is seeing me because it's awfully quiet. I hope so. Okay. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and we'll wait for a caller. And please, if you have any questions, please let me know and email me or write me on Facebook, because I'm always on Facebook and I have Instagram. So yeah, I hope that we get a caller here. So I've been dealing with a cold, and I'm sorry for all the coughing and the sneezing, but I'm in Minnesota and it is very cold for me, and I am trying to take care of myself. I'm giving to myself my own advice. We have Matthew from Mackenzie, Tennessee. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. It's a good night so far. Is there anything that What can I help with tonight?
Well, I was wondering if, well, this is kind of weird, but I was wondering.
And nothing is weird. Nothing is weird.
I was wondering if a friend of mine that's associated with me in a very odd way had a message for me. His name is Zane, and he passed December 1st of last year.
Okay. Let me see if I can contact him, or
yes,
if
ma'am.
he comes through.
And
so someone is coming through, and they seem to be very energetic, and very, very optimistic, and sometimes a goofball. I think he liked making people smile.
Yeah.
He has not changed. He's still very, very optimistic. Did he die sudden? Did he pass sudden? Because it feels like there's a sudden to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We never met in person, but he
it
has
seems
reached
like
out
it
to
was
me several times.
It seems like it was a sudden passing, and it was like everything just went quiet.
Yes,
because
yes, ma'am, it was.
His energy was just wonderful. It could fill a room.
Yes, ma'am, it could. And this is, it's in a weird way. I never met him in person, but he has contacted me through channeling, and it's my new girlfriend's ex-fiance, and he loves me to death. So I'm just trying to let you know, we never met in person, but we have met in his afterlife, and he is an amazing person.
He's telling me that the message that I'm getting is that there's something serious that you're dealing with or focused on. And he's telling me to please continue to focus on it, because he feels that it is as important to you and it is to him that you continue and keep with it. He doesn't want you to lose sight of it.
Yes, ma'am. It's cancer.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's mainly what he's saying, is to do all you can with what that serious thing is.
Yes, ma'am.
On the other side, that you don't change. There's a really weird saying that says, just because you passed away doesn't mean you got smarter. And it's true. You don't change. You stay the same. What you were in life, you carry past. And it just seems that that's what he's saying. He's saying, stick with what you're doing and don't give up. He's really telling me not to quit on it and not to give up. And I think he wants to give you as much optimism as he possibly can. I think that's really what his message is to stay optimistic and stay strong and stay focused.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a lot more clear-minded, because here on Earth he had some obstacles that he was dealing with. So I have noticed he's a lot more clear-minded, and he's a lot more of the way he was explained to me by so many loved ones.
Okay.
So, yes, and
it
that's
feels
exactly
like
what he would say.
He had a lot of lessons, is what he's telling me. He had a lot of lessons, and he's calling them adventures. He had a lot of adventures, whether physically or mentally. It seems like he really did like to like to engage in different things. And
Yes, ma'am.
it seems like he's learned a lot here on Earth before he passed. And he is clear. He is clear, but I think he had a lot of, I think he had an addiction. There's an addiction to something.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
When he was here.
And I don't know if I can say the name of it, but yeah, he did.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I just know he's telling me slowly. He was not perfect.
Yes,
he was no angel. And he
but
seemed
a great
to be
person.
yeah, really, really gentle and good-hearted. So
yes,
I just wanted you to know that he just wants you to stay strong, stay focused, and stay optimistic. And really, that's what his message is. And he's bringing you a lot of love.
He is, and he leaves me gifts, and that's the amazing thing. He leaves me gifts, and I don't mind telling you, it's feathers. He leaves me feathers everywhere, like bird feathers, just everywhere. I find them everywhere.
Well, I hope that
that's an amazing thing.
It is.
What can I ask you? Does he have anything he wants to say to Alexa?
Hang on a second. Let me see.
And I understand.
I'm seeing what he can say. You know what his weird answer is? To drink a lot of water, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He's saying, please drink a lot of water.
To her, right?
Yeah. Is she dehydrated?
Yeah. She's got a kidney and bladder infection right now.
Okay. He's saying drink a lot of water. So that's his message. And he is with you at all times. So keep talking to him, because he's listening, and he will continue to let you know that he's around. It's a very, very lovely energy that you all share. Thank you.
And the amazing thing is, I wish more people could relate to someone so amazing and so loving as him, and so energetic.
Yeah, he was really something else. He's light up a room. He really, really did bless you, and he will continue from the other side. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to share, and have a good night.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am coming live to you from Dayton, Ohio. And of course, I'm always excited to be on here. It is Wednesday, December 13th. 13 is a very lucky number for some of us, not for everybody, but it's okay. I'm coming live to you tonight and super excited to be on here talking about all things about spirit. Today is the beginning of Mercury in retrograde. And of course, we all know that during Mercury in retrograde, technology tends to not behave. So if you are experiencing any issues with your technology, then no, you can blame it on retrograde, at least for the next 3 weeks. After that, it might be you. We know that user error is a thing. And especially since I used to do IT stuff, I know that user error is absolutely a thing, even though the user may not want to admit it. We also have this beautiful time of the year when, it can be beautiful for most people, but it is not beautiful for everyone. We have people who are missing family, and we have people who are not celebrating, but honoring anniversaries of people who have crossed over. And we need to be very respectful and know that not everyone on this earth is super happy that this is the holiday season. Some people are very upset and depressed, and we need to be able to honor people and meet them where they're at. So it's really important that we meet people and understand if somebody says, bah humbug, don't try to pull them out of it. Look at them and honestly say, how can I support you? We need to be there for each other as a human society, knowing that we all are feeling things very deeply, and where you are in your spiritual journey may not be the same place that somebody is on their own. And we need to not put our expectations on someone else, allowing them to be where they need to be in the moment. And that becomes really important, especially right now. We are struggling with being seen and with being heard. So many people have trauma in their childhood, trauma in their teenage years, trauma as an adult. Whatever it is, know that you are not alone. Your spirit team is there with you, loving you and supporting you on your journey. And being open to them is going to be a beautiful thing for you. So with that, I want to welcome Pamela to the show. Hello, Pamela. How are you?
Good. Well, you were right on.
I knew there was a reason I must have been talking about this.
Yep, that's exactly my path right now.
How may I be of service to you this evening? How can I support you?
I'm taking on some big stuff, and I just need to know that I'm on the right path, and I will be heard.
Okay. The very first thing, Spirit's taking me way deep down into my chest. And I want to talk about, it doesn't feel like anxiety. It just feels like things are weighing very heavy on me. Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense, ma'am.
Perfect. And they're actually taking me down into both lungs. Like there are decisions that I have to make, and I just need to be able to breathe to get through all of this. And Spirit is showing this to me as though it's going to become really important for you to recognize that the choices and the decisions that you're going to have to make going forward, yes, they may affect other people, but in the end, you are the one that ultimately is going to have to live with all the decisions that you're making right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so what becomes important
was making the right one, because people who don't support me and going forward are trying to find every reason not to. And I don't know if I should give up and listen to them or just keep fighting what I'm doing is right.
No, Spirit, what I heard in my head was stay the path. And they're showing me that people outside of you who are trying to come at you with all of these things, right? Like people from the right, people from the left, people from the front. And interestingly enough, they're talking to me about people who are talking behind your back. Does that make sense?
I'm taking on a case right now against people that, that's exactly what's happening in my life right now.
Perfect.
And I'm standing up to them and they don't like it.
Correct. And that's the thing, right? They're coming from a place of fear, and you're coming from a place of, I just trust that this is what I'm supposed to do. And they're expecting you to bow and kowtow to their fear, because if you don't lean into their fear, then they're going to have to look at their own actions and their own behavior, and they really don't want that.
Oh my God, that's exactly what's going on. I just proved. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. So it's really important for you to go within and remember to breathe, because feeling, they're talking to me about you being clairsentient, which means you can feel other people's stuff. So when they're coming at you with all of their things,
I feel their energy, and I get emotionally sick when certain energies are around me, and I just thought it was in my head.
No, it is not in your head. You're feeling their junk. So this is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now, right? So many people are realizing that they're clairsentient. I know a lot of people want to use the word empath. I'm an empath. I'm an empath. What you really are is clairsentient.
Because I really need to can detail stuff, and I just thought I was crazy.
You're not crazy.
I can detail images of people.
So if you're crazy, I'm crazy, and then this whole channel is crazy, and we're not crazy.
Thank you. I needed this so much.
Yeah, you are not crazy, my love, not at all, because this is what we're meant to do, right? People like me who do what we do, we make it possible for other people to realize you are not crazy.
My path.
Yes.
I think for a lot of people in this journey right now.
Yes,
maybe I'm wrong.
So, nope. So I want to talk to you about is I want to give you a very simple image for you to recognize how you can protect your energy from those people who are coming at you. So when all of this is coming, you have a decision to make. Spirit is very clear, stay the path. Staying the path is going to help you to feel less anxiety across your chest in the long run. If you give in to what they're doing, you're going to have panic afterwards. So you may feel the panic right now while they're coming at you, but it's the afterwards that becomes the problem. And you're going to realize, oh my God, what did I do? So what I want you to do is I want you to visualize a beautiful set of guardian angels who are your protector guides, that they are going to form a beautiful circle all the way around you. And anytime that these people are coming at you with their junk, know that these protector angels, these guardian angels, are fully around you and they are protecting you. So I want you to visualize all of these. Yes.
Did someone hug me not that long ago telling me I can do this?
Yes.
I felt like arms wrapped around me and said, you got this and you can do this. And from there forward, things started making sense. It was like a couple of months ago.
Yes. Yes. So you want to use these protector angels, put them all the way around you. And when stuff starts coming at you, trust that these angels are going to take care of you and that you can surrender to the highest good and just say, okay, look, I know you guys have got me. You're going to protect me. I no longer have to worry about this. So you surrender the ego, let all of your spirit guides handle it, and they will take all of that yucky energy, and I call it the transmute can. So they're going to put it in the transmute can, which is the metaphorical or the metaphysical garbage can, so that nobody gets that energy, because these people around you like to slime people with their energy. They like to make people do things to meld into what their idea of people should be.
Well, I recently started writing down my feelings, and then I'm able to let go of certain things. Is that the right thing to do? Like,
yes,
to journal?
Absolutely. It is. One of the other things I can say is they're showing me that there's some like deep, dark anger that they want you to journal out, like say it in all the words that you want to say, but don't leave it in the journal. You need to take it as a single sheet of paper and take it outside, put it in a fire safe container and burn it. Let it go, because you're ready to start peeling some of this stuff off and letting things go, because you're just done. You're tired of it.
I described it as I'm peeling layers off an onion.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I told everyone.
Yeah, because it's time, right? You're ready to grow. They're not ready to grow. You are. And your spiritual journey is really beginning to open up more and more, which is why you're seeing more things, you're feeling more things. And the best way that you can control your energy and take care of your energy is when you're around these other people who want you to change. Just put this filter of the guardian angels around you to protect your energy and let them handle it, so that you no longer have to worry about their junk. because it's not yours to carry. You've done it long enough for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just told certain people who wanted me to change or they weren't going to come around, and I said, I've picked you so many times before. This is my time. This just happened yesterday.
Yes. And that's why this is happening, because you're changing the rules and you're setting healthy boundaries where you didn't have them before. And Spirit is saying, keep setting the boundaries, keep doing the things. It's important for you, Pamela, to continue to do this, because once you do that, you're then calling in relationships with healthy boundaries, because now you're honoring your own.
Right.
So know that you are absolutely on the right path. It doesn't mean it's the easy path, but it does mean that in the long run, you're going to be able to breathe easier and have a sigh of relief that, oh my God, I did it. And then once you're on the other side of it, you have then retrained your neural pathways in your brain to know, I am safe to stand up for myself. I am safe to make my own decisions. I can do this. Does that all make sense?
It makes so much sense. So much sense, and thank you, because I was really struggling listening to the ones telling me to stop. So many people have been coming at me telling me to stop, but every ounce of me is saying no.
Yeah. Do what you know is right for you. Thank you so much, Pamela. I am so grateful that you came on to the show tonight, and thank you for allowing me to support you. I truly appreciate you. Thank you to everyone for... Go ahead.
Is it my ancestors that are reaching out to me? That's what I feel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I just needed to know if it was them. If it's not, that's okay too, but connection.
Yep, nope, you're good. Thank you so much. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful evening. Thank you to everybody for watching. I so appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. See you in 7 days.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, hello, darlings, my cherished ducklings. Welcome to Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic. And I'm so glad you're here. And just a big shout out to all my viewers. I love you. I get the coolest people here. And all of my friends, Suzanne, Liberation, Tony, just all of them. Oh, and Katarina. I'm just so grateful. Looking, at the end of the year, you look back and you think about what's been working, who's helped me. And, I just feel really grateful. Delia, Ellen, and last but not least, and then we'll get to you. I just want to say this. My brother David in England has been so wonderful. So, hi guys. And you can hear him because he's reading books for Audible now. I am so excited you're here. We're counting down to Christmas. Just got over Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah. Merry pre-Christmas. Merry solstice. And I'm about to do the psychic weather, which, as all of you know, if you have been watching and listening all this time, and if you have, I am so grateful. If you haven't, now is your chance to start a really good habit for the new year. So 9 p.m., Moonstruck, that's Eastern Standard Time, Moonstruck and A1R TV and radio. We're global. There's no excuse not for tuning in. I'm just going to give you guys a quick blessing. And I'm sending all of you who are watching and listening right now, I'm sending a blessing of prosperity, health, love, and for your problems to be miraculously solved. And I had a miracle happen just this past week, and I want to share it with you. But first, let's do the psychic weather. And the psychic weather, we do it with tarot cards. And we do it because it's really accurate. I don't know why. No matter what your sign is, the only thing that you need for this psychic weather to be accurate is if you're watching or listening, or both. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to pick 3 cards. And these cards are about the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. Okay, so that's like 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, 1 day. I can't count. Okay, I'm just going to get the tarot cards. Hold on. I have to bend over, so just talk quietly amongst yourselves and don't make any bend over jokes. I heard that. Okay. What do people need to know? All right, so first card, oh my gosh, first card we got is Temperance. And Temperance means be patient with any difficult situations in your life right now, because I am telling you a lot of them, if not most of them, are going to resolve themselves after the new year. And which is an awesome thing. We love that. Okay. Oh, temperance also means that we all overindulge in the holidays, but you might want to keep it down to a dull roar. I'm not trying to be a party pooper or anything. I mean, knock yourself out. Not literally, but knock yourself out. But just, maybe you don't have that 7th drink or that 15th cupcake, just for your own sake. But if you want to, ignore everything I just said. Okay, this is a really obvious card. It means a couple of things. It means it's a little boy and a little girl, and they are giving each other, or he's giving her a golden cup with flowers in it. Now, if you're single, this means that you're about to meet somebody with whom you feel really at home, like your inner children really get along with each other, and you don't need an inner babysitter. It also means that you're going to be spending time with loved ones. I mean, obviously, I hope you are. But it's a really nice card, and it means that your inner child is going to get to come out and play, and hopefully not get spanked. Okay, and the next card is, this is from a different pack. Okay, this card is from a very ancient, very beautiful, this is real gold, guys, pack. And this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 10 of Wands. And this is a time of celebrating. It talks about the end of a cycle of difficulty. So if you're going through a hard time now, honey, this is as bad as it gets, knock wood. It gets much better, starting now, towards the end, 5 days from now. It's a perfect card for the end of the year. And I really do pick these randomly and blind. So I'm not literally blind, which by the way is terrible movie. Don't watch it. And I'm not just saying that because an ex-boyfriend of mine wrote it. The 10 of Wands is a time of, again, it's a gathering together time. 10 is always the end of a cycle. Wands has to do with our day-to-day life and how we lead it. And it has to do with just problems coming to an end. Another cycle is about to start, and everything's really good. So we love that card. Okay, now we have a young lady from, I believe, Aurora, Colorado. And by the way, if my screen looks tilted, it's not my screen. You've just been hitting the eggnog. So, Allison, are you there, my love?
Yes, I'm here, Perry. How are you tonight?
I'm so glad. Thank you. You're waiting patiently, and I really appreciate that. So I like to connect to people by hearing what their birthday is. Can you tell me? You don't have to tell me the year. Don't ask, don't tell. So can you tell me what day your birthday is?
Yes, April 12th.
Oh, very good day. Okay. And it's nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Perry. Nice. Thanks for showing up, Allison. Okay.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Do you have a specific, it feels to me like you have a specific question in mind. Do you mind telling me what that is?
I do. I have a difficult situation with my daughter. Right now I'm raising her daughter, my granddaughter, and which I would prefer to continue to do. And I'm just, hoping that is the case.
I believe it is. And I think I know. What I'm getting about your daughter is that she was a lovely little girl, just lovely. But something, and it feels like drugs or alcohol or the wrong relationship. Something has turned her into somebody you don't recognize. She's selfish, she's ungrateful, and did I mention selfish?
Yeah.
And that's not who she really is. But what we act like is who we are at the moment. And I'm very sorry that you have to go through this. Your granddaughter is just a peach. She is. And she's a lot like you. You almost have more in common with your granddaughter, including looks, than you do with your daughter.
Right.
Yeah. Your granddaughter really looks like you, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's so beautiful. I really get her. And she's a very resilient child and sensitive. Those two things do not go together very often. And she's also as bright as bright. It looks to me like you are going to get your granddaughter to keep. I think perhaps one of the disconnects that's going on with your daughter and her true self right now, I don't think she is naturally a liar, but I don't think right now she's been dwelling in the palace of truth very much.
Right.
That's me being tactful. I do believe after she gets like a year under her belt of sobriety, and by sobriety you mean no alcohol, no drugs, and not being with a jerk I think she's with.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I mean this guy's. Sorry, that's not very. I know what it's. I have so much respect and love for all the recovering alcoholics and addicts in my family and circle of friends. Active ones drive me crazy.
Exactly.
Not very compassionate, but there you are. I think that she is telling you one thing, but the courts are going to say another thing. I don't think she's going to pass any kind of sobriety test at this time. I also think that something's going to happen, God forbid, in the next 6 weeks, in which the police are going to be called to that house, no serious injury, nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that it looks to me like this is a decision she won't get to make. Because her decision-making skills are going to be demonstrably and evidentially proven to be flawed at this time. Now, what I see for her eventually is her getting her life back together, because this guy is going to move on. That's what men like that do. And she's going to be heartbroken and emotionally destroyed, and that is going to give her a road back to who she really is. And who she was as a child was just delightful. I mean, I think she was so smart. I think she loved reading. I think she, had she was very popular. Is this what I'm getting about her? I get that she's a shining light. It's just right now somebody's put a bushel on top of it. That's not permanent. It's not. I don't think this is going to happen soon, though. I think that when it does happen, and I'm seeing a few years down the road, unfortunately, is that she's going to go back to college. I don't think she finished. And become like just a really loving, lovely, giving member of society. That's what I see eventually. But right now, I don't see your granddaughter being taken away from you. I just don't. And I'm so sorry you have to go through this. You have a couple of sons, is that correct?
No, I don't have any sons.
Oh. Okay, well, if I wasn't wrong occasionally, I couldn't be right the rest of the time. Sorry about that. That's okay. Sometimes I make mistakes.
I have a couple of son-in-laws.
Okay. I'll accept that. But you know what? I have a very high accuracy rate, and that means I get to be wrong a couple of times a year. So it's fine. Thank you for trying to make that right. But it's good. And never trust any kind of psychic or anybody like that who's like, I'm right 100% of the time, because, honey, you're human. Not possible.
Right.
Okay. For you, what I'd like to say is that you are going to have a lovely holiday. I don't see anything happening before the holidays to mess with that. I think if your daughter manages to make it back for the holiday, which I'm not sure is going to happen, but I will tell you, if you listen to the end of the show, that miracles happen. And I mean real miracles, really happening. So I'm not going to rule that out for you. Meanwhile, you're a lovely person. You give back to your community. You're a really good mom. You really were. The choices kids make when they're out of the house, not on you. You are a really good mom. And you're the best thing that could have happened to your granddaughter. End of story.
Aww.
I see that happening, going on for at least 5 years. And I'm going to stand by that. But let me know. I'm on Facebook as Perry Lyons, Peri, like periwinkle. Lyons is in like the town in France. Let me know what happens, because I think this is really going to be okay. All right?
Thank you so much, Perry. I appreciate it.
Oh, you take care, my dear. Thanks very much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sure. So I'm here if you want to call. It's all good. And I love reflecting back to people, kind of the greatness that you are. You're the people. And I love giving you accurate, well, except for in that, like, tiny mistake, accurate answers. And I'm going to give you a piece of advice for the holidays, which is don't panic while doing your makeup. Okay? I started doing my makeup 2 hours ago. I'm like, I got 2 hours, piece of cake. And then my 91-year-old mother fell down. What happens? And then I started panicking. And 15 minutes ago, you would have seen I mistook my eyeliner brush for my contour brush. So, and my lipstick brush for my eyeshadow brush. And I would like to thank Estee Lauder for giving me the makeup I'm wearing. I was a hot mess. So don't put your makeup on in a panic. If you're boy, girl, other, I'm just telling you. We've got Dottie in Wellington, Ohio. Cool. Dottie, can you hang out for 30 seconds? Well, there's something I want to share with you and with everybody. For the last 2 years, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. For the last 2 years, I have been taking care of my 91-year-old mom, which is a joy. She's just great. But I've also been taking care of my fiance, who has had, here's the miracle, cancer. And 2 months ago, we got told that it had metastasized and spread to his pancreas. And the doctors just said, look, he went through chemo, radiation, and all of that. He was incredibly brave. But 2 months ago, we started getting his affairs in order. And then he went for a CAT scan, another kind of scan recently. 10 days ago, we went to see his oncologist, cancer doctor. He's in complete remission. They can't explain it. I can explain it because I pray my butt off, but I don't think it's me. I think it's like, I'd like to thank all my Buddhist friends who chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo for chanting for his health. I'd like to thank all of my Muslim, Christian, Jewish, and Hindu friends for praying for David. And I'm here to tell you that miracles happen. I'm a doctor's daughter. That's not even possible what just happened. And it happened. I can prove it. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's like my Hanukkah Christmas miracle. And I want to tell you that miracles happen. Blood tests don't lie. Okay. Dottie, thank you so much for waiting. You still with me?
Yes, I am.
Thanks. And I wanted to share that for you too, because I think for whatever reason, I think you kind of needed to hear that right now, right?
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you. So tell me about you. How can I help you? And what's your birthday? I like to connect with people through their birthdays.
Okay, my birthday is June 10th.
Very good day. We love that day.
And,
You too. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
What I was going to say is it feels to me like you too have a pretty specific question. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. I kind of have two. One,
cool.
I was just wondering if anybody that had passed has, comes out or has anything to tell me. And the other thing was my future, like my health and all that.
Your health. You have had some health challenges. It feels like something is in your sort of middle area. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to get too specific because this is not private. So,
right.
Let's start with your health and your future.
Okay.
The mediumship work it takes a lot of time. So I want to make sure I get to the good news first. And the good news is that, you really have had you've had it feels like 2.5 to 3 big medical challenges over the past 2 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And one has limited your mobility. Well, they both limited your mobility. It's hard to go anywhere when you feel like, poop. But one it feels like it affected your literal mobility, like your joints and stuff. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, you are.
I'm sorry about that. Feels like maybe rheumatoid arthritis, but I'm not sure, so we'll move past. The other one feels like something that you're a little more scared and worried about. I love that you've been keeping on top of this and going to your doctor regularly. Please keep doing that. But it feels to me like the worst in this is past. And rather than this taking the turn that you are scared it might, it's not going to.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's going to stay. It's not cancer, but I'm going to use the word in remission. It feels like it is going to stay sort of in remission and start to back off at you, basically. And thank God you're doing everything your doctor says. You're following her other's advice, and rock on with your bad self. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Really, because, my dad was a doctor and people would come in and he'd say everything to help them and then they'd ignore it. So I'm so excited that you're taking care of yourself in such a beautiful way. Keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But the the thing that's giving you difficulty with your joints, I'm not going to make a guess on air, but I think I know what it is. I would suggest just finding slow stretches that you can do. And I know your doctor has advised this, but just stretching out a little bit more every day. And it's challenging, but you are, first of all, you're a really good self-healer. I mean, you heal other people too with your presence. I mean, presence, you're being there. I mean, presence too, it's Christmas, but you take care of a lot of people. You do. Don't even bother denying it. I know you do. You take care of everyone emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You help them with problems, and physically. You help your friends out. That's who you are. And now it's time to, for a little while, turn that energy back into yourself. I'm not saying dial down your friendships because that's not going to happen. But I am saying think of yourself as a friend. And really, really use that loving energy towards yourself. As Shakespeare said in Henry V, he said, I'm going to paraphrase because I suddenly forgot it, but the greatest sin is not self-love, it's self-neglect. And you're staying on top of everything your doctor's doing, but now I want you to make yourself happy as well. And I'm going to give you an invisible permission slip. So here's an invisible permission slip. Got it? There. Grab it. There. Good.
Got it.
That's your permission slip to do anything that makes you happy. For the next, let's see, for the next 3 weeks, I'd really like that to be your focus. Because I think you've also sort of lost sight, because you take care of so many other people, it can be really easy to lose sight of what gives us pleasure. Trust me on this. I'm taking care of a 91-year-old mom and a cancer patient. So,
oh, wow.
So, for you, this is about you, not me. Remembering what you love to do, pull out your paint kit. Start singing again. And I feel that a relationship that's important to you is going to start being a lot more fun. Basically, what I'd like you to do is start noticing what makes you happy and then do more of it. Does that sound cool? The rest is going to work itself out because your health is the most important thing. And that is on the upswing. It's getting better. It is.
Yeah.
And keep going to your doctor, but start paying attention to what makes you happy. The job stuff, I do not get you being in any kind of financial dire straits. I love that band. I get that you're comfortable and you're going to continue to be comfortable. And that's great. And your family members are happy and healthy. Can't ask for more than that. And now that your now that your health is getting better, the world is your oyster. Or if you're allergic to shellfish, the world is your gingerbread person. And you have such a lovely personality too. It just comes right across the airwaves to me. You really do. I don't know you, but I just adore you. So keep going to your doctor. But most of all, the rest of the stuff is going to take care of itself. Just please have some fun. Okay? You promise?
I will. Yes.
Okay. And let me know. My name is Peri Lyons, Peri, and then Lyons like her, but with a Y. And that's what I got for you. What I'd like everybody to do right now, Dottie first and the rest of you, is close your eyes and make a wish. Make a Christmas wish.
Okay.
It's going to come true. All right, my love. Thank you so much for calling, and let me know how you're doing. I'm on Facebook, okay? And I really care.
Okay.
I love knowing I'm right. All right, sweetheart. Thank you.
All right.
And to all my listeners
Bye.
and watchers, bye, sweetie. Thank you so much. And all my listeners and watchers out there, I'm going to recommend my favorite song of the year, which is Cassandra Jenkins. She has a song called Hard Drive. It's her single. It's number 2 on the Pitchfork Top 100 Songs of the Year. Beats out Billie Eilish, beats out Megan Thee Stallion. All good. I would like you to get that song, get the album, Cassandra Jenkins, and listen to it. If you do, you'll know why I told you to. Also, it's just a fabulous song. God, bless all of you. And I love my cherished ducklings. Come back next week at this time. I'll be waiting right here by the phone. So, Harry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, A1R Psychic Radio, Moonstruck Psychic TV. We're the biggest in the world, kids. See you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I am Andrea Bacon. Thank you for being here today. So I hope everyone is doing really well. And, I just wanted to mention before we get started on the show that I will be offering a new reading for 2024. And that will be delivered to your inbox after the first of the month. And we can take a look at the first half of the year in career and wellness, and the second half of the year in relationships and self-development. and any overall theme and messages that come through and main advice. And that is going to be available for purchase starting tomorrow at stan.store/medium Andrea, which is ANDREA. And that you can take a look at that if you want, starting tomorrow. Okay. For this week, if you celebrate any of the holidays around this time of the year, the energies are feeling really positive, which is great. So the sun moves into Capricorn, and we have the solstice in the northern hemisphere, and we have Yule in the southern hemisphere. I mean, we have this, we have Yule in the northern hemisphere and Litha in the southern hemisphere. And the messages are just, if you've been waiting for something to come in, it is coming around the corner, and just take this time while you're waiting to do a reflection. There may be some energies that would be helpful for you to release, to let go of. There may have been some trickster energies from the past that have put you on this path of leveling up in order to take your power back, and it's actually helped you. And so just to let go of anything that you might be holding onto that those people may have projected onto you, because great things are coming in the future, and any financial constraints are going to improve. So those cycles are going to be ending, and there's a big new energy starting. So I'm going to go ahead and take a caller. We have Tully in Australia. Tara in Australia.
Sure.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So what would you like to talk about?
Just any advice you might have for me at this stage of my life, please.
Okay. Let's take a look and see what comes up. I don't know if you've been gardening, but I'm seeing like pink flowers. So you have a lot of help from the spirit, from your angels, your ancestors around you right now. They are guiding you. They're asking you to take some time, either just to simplify your life, either to declutter your home or to balance some activities out, balance some daily, schedule, and just take some time it just feels like this energy of slowing down, not rushing into action at this time, and kind of waiting for things to click in, like some pieces of the puzzle to come in for you.
Okay.
And they're talking about doing morning affirmations. Like a lot of it I'm picking up on has to do with your daily schedule. It's almost like this feeling of starting out your day, really gearing up for the day to make it as productive and high vibe as possible, so that your mindset is really good. And, for you to be like in this positive of a frame of mindset that you're able to do. Because it's this energy of like you're manifesting something. Does that make sense to you at all?
What was the last thing you just said? Sorry.
The last part I was talking about, I feel like there's something that you are wanting to happen, wanting to come in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I would like to make some money.
Okay. So I feel like they're talking about starting your day off in a really positive frame of mind, like possibly doing some affirmations.
Sure.
You are getting help from your spirit team. You know, if you're just so you know that they are around you, helping you. They want you to really slow down a little bit here and not try to rush into action and not try to force things to happen. But to know that you're being helped and just kind of simplify your life, like your flow of activities. Let me see, like balancing the flow of activities that you do so that you are, taking time to tune in, taking time for yourself and like connecting in with yourself, connecting in with your spirit team.
Do you mind if I ask who would be part of my spirit team? Would that be people that have passed, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about like your spirit guides, basically mostly your spirit guides and angels. But when we talk about our intuition and the guidance that we all are, can access, it comes from tuning in and having that strong connection, like with our spirit guides and angels. And then, and then like, they're basically talking about reflecting on how what your guidance is telling you on a regular basis so that you can take your guided action steps to bring in the money and the things.
So how do I access this guidance?
I'm sorry, access silence?
How do I access the guidance? Yeah. Spiritual guidance. How do I access that?
That can be done through, it's through meditation, but opening up your chakras. So like if you do some daily activities, starting with grounding your energy, I always, that's something that's important so that we're not all up in our head and we're in our body and connected, just grounded. But if you do a meditation daily or pretty regularly, where you are tapping into your chakras, the main 7 chakras that we have, like the root chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. So if you go into each one of your energy centers and just spend like a minute or a few minutes, if you have the time, you can release blocks and open those up. And we carry energies, and those energies get stored in there from past. It can be past traumas, things within relationships that we've held on to. Our feelings, our emotions get stuck in those energy centers, and we want to release that stuff as much as possible. And so when you go in and do like those visualizations for like the corresponding colors of each chakra, and you like ask your guides, ask your angels to go in with you to each energy center to remove any blocks, remove any energies in there that you don't need to be carrying around, and to visualize the colors that go with it and that the white light in it in each one of those energy centers. That is really going to open your energy up. It's going to help you be able to connect with your guides, and then you can ask questions of your guides that you want to know. Sit in silence. Don't force the answer. The answer may actually come later in the day or another day. It is like a muscle that you strengthen. And so don't worry about it if you're not getting anything. But it's just like the process.
And how will I, sorry to interrupt you, but how will I receive that answer? Mentally or visually?
A lot of the time, well, I mean, honestly, it can be any of those, whichever clairs, like your clairvoyance through a picture in your mind or through like a knowing. Clairaudiently could be a sound that sounds like your voice, it would sound kind of like your own voice. And so, but a lot of times if you're busy during the day and something comes to you, like just out of the blue, that's definitely from spirit and your guidance. And especially when it comes to you just out of the blue, you weren't trying to get an answer, that's definitely also your spirit guides and angels giving you the answers that you need as well. So it can come through all the clairs, and you're opening up your clairs when you're going through your chakras like that, if you just kind of stick with it and do it as often as possible. But I hope that helps. That is actually going to do it for me for today. So thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
All right, you too. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, you can always email me at andrea.bacon444@gmail.com. You can take a look at the readings that I have at stan.store/mediumandrea. And I have videos posted on TikTok at Mind Body Nourish. And you can always go in and check out my Facebook and Instagram pages as well at Medium Andrea. Have a great week. Thank you.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Soulfully Guided with Carmel Ann. Live from soulfullyguided.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soulfully Guided on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I'm your host, Carmel Ann. So, now, I'm going to, usually I would thank, I always like to thank our producer as we come onto the show. Today we'll be taking our Gifted Children series, and we're extending on that. And usually I always thank Dave for his good dad jokes and network jokes. And is my face lying? Just kidding, Dave. But today I wanted to say a huge shout out to also Constance, our executive producer, and all the team at A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, all our hosts and everyone that's involved in the network, our guests, or our viewers that tune in week by week or as they want. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, and a Happy New Year to you all, whomever you celebrate it with, however you celebrate it with, and whatever you do, may it be a great celebration and end of year and an excellent, even better start to next year. So now I'm actually a little bit unorganized this side of Christmas. So I thought we'd be having Vanessa on this week, but actually it was the only week that she couldn't make it. So in the new year, we'll be having Vanessa Larkin and also the mini medium back, Stephanie. I'd say in January, we'll welcome them and welcome Stephanie back to continue on and contribute to the Gifted Children series. If there's any other host out there that would like to join, contribute in any way, please reach out to me. You're welcome, as well as viewers and anyone that has something they'd like to contribute for people watching. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm going to commend myself for two things today on air. One, that I'm talking about something that I've not really shared and that I didn't know what it was until maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but the experience happened when I was about 7 or 8, and that was astral travel. And another thing I'm doing today is, you know how I like to come with my notes, or I need to articulate things in my head before I say them, because my mouth moves faster than my mind and it sort of sounds like a jumble. So I'm not quite there yet where all the other gifted hosts will be able to just speak without thinking, and preparing or timing their shows. So today, for the first time ever, I'm talking about astral travel, but I also haven't even thought about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, or how long it's going to take me. So I'm winging it today. I think this is my first time in 1.5 years that I've actually done this like this. So what I wanted to do was, I'm talking to you about an experience I had as astral traveling. We won't be going into a caller today, but please hang tight. If you're interested in our Gifted Children series, there's a lot of information throughout the whole series that'll be really helpful from myself and other professionals. What I talk to you about astral travel is I'm revisiting my childhood and my experience as a child. I will clearly say I'm not an expert in astral travel. I did not want to go and research about it because I didn't want it to interfere with what my experience was. So I'm not coming to you as an expert. If you are an expert, or you know a little bit about it or a lot about it or somewhere in between, and you want to talk to me or to our viewers about my experience and clarify anything, you are more than welcome to. But I'm coming to you as a child who had an experience, and it shocked the gifts right out of me. From that moment on, I did not, something shifted from that moment I astral traveled. I don't know how I did it. And I've never been able to do it since. But luckily enough, in my 30s, I was able to, my kids think I'm 21. So back in my 30s, I guess I was able to reconnect with my gifts. And look, Stephanie mentioned something which we took a lot from the show that Stephanie was on, the Mini Medium, and it was don't tell your kids they're crazy, and encourage and don't discourage. What I also want to add in is, when you're talking to someone as an adult, you don't know what's going on in their mind. Someone could be sad and have the biggest smile, and you still don't know what's going on as an adult. So even as children, we feel that as a child, I know with my kids and as I was a child, you want to put a smile on your face and seem like everything's okay for your parents or for people. You want that smile, but we don't always know what's going on with other adults and also with children. So if you're feeling that your child is gifted in any way, you don't have to enhance or push their gifts, but also create an environment where they feel comfortable. So like Stephanie said, don't say they're, oh, you're crazy, or that's just your imagination. There are other things called clairs, and there's so many of them now, but, ask your children questions that open up their mind without that interrogation feel or that questioning feel, but like, oh, wow, whether it be in role play or just in general conversation, as if it's nothing major. If you're noticing things that we'll go on to talk about in other shows, what can you see? Can you feel anything? How do you feel? How are you feeling? It could be empathic based. And how do you know that? Do you know that? How do you know? So encourage them in childlike ways that will invite more conversations, so that what we can't see under the surface, we're actually able to openly bring up and encourage one to feel comfortable about themselves. So my astral travel experience, I don't know how I did it. I actually, as I said, I didn't even realize that was astral travel. I held this memory in me like I was this weird, awkward, what happened to me thing. And it only came to me about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think, that I realized, and it sort of, wasn't like, oh my God, that was me astral traveling. It sort of built up to, is that what I did? So like I said, I'm no expert on it. I know nothing about astral travel, but I know about my experience. So if it's the first time I'm sharing it, I've not been quite comfortable to do it. I can't wrap around what happened with me in my mind, but it was a real thing. So I was watching a movie with my family, and we barely went out as all of us, because my parents worked a lot. So it was a pretty special thing that we're at the movies, all 4 of us. And I can't remember the movie we were watching. We were sitting at the back of the theatre, and or we were sitting near the walkway, and all of a sudden, it was like, now I can say it with more words, but I didn't have the words to say it back then. It was like my soul got sucked out of my body, and I was physically in one place. But the way that, and if you're a medium, you'd probably understand this more than I do, or maybe some of our viewers or people that haven't experienced seeing a passed over person. I saw my soul, let's say, in like as you would see someone that was passed over. So physically I was able to control and operate my body, but I could see myself in 2 places. What was happening is someone began to rob our car, and I saw the whole thing. You'll remember when I said things that are so insignificant to an adult might seem really big to a child. So our car getting robbed, now it was a really old car. It was probably worth more in insurance cover than it was as an actual car. My parents never spent a lot of money on things that I guess depreciated. So it was a worthless car. However, to me, that was our family belongings. That was sacred. So out of nowhere, I don't know how it happened. I didn't try and do it. There was no cord or anything like sometimes people say there's cord. It was just 1 minute I was there watching a movie. The next, my body was in one place, and let's say the term, my soul was in another place, in the car park, watching our car getting stolen. Now, I could completely had control over my body. I was able to move, I was able to talk, I was able to be in two places and function spiritually in one mode, but physically and physiologically in the other. So I watched, as I was watching, I looked at my parents and I said, what are you doing sitting there? Can't you see what they're doing? They're robbing our car. And I was going through their, I was explaining what they looked like. I was, my sibling probably won't even remember this, and I remember it because it was such a defining moment in my, oh my God, I'm weird perception of me. Oh, and we're running out of time. So anyway, so there I was in two places at once. Thanks, Dave, for the update. And I was able to tell everything that was going on, and I was trying to explain to my parents and run out of the the cinema, and my parents couldn't understand. They had no language. I could not tell them what I was going through. And I believe that is what astral traveling is. And I could function in two worlds. I saw myself as I said, as a medium would see a passed over loved one, and I've never been able to do it since. So you can imagine if a child is capable of doing that, how difficult it is to understand it as a parent. If you imagine, as an adult, I still can't comprehend, wow, like I was able to do that. So how do you approach your child if they're going through that, if you don't know what spirituality is, or if you don't know how to read, or you're not familiar with it? And that's the whole point of this series, is to be there for you and your children if that's the case, and to educate the world in the best way we know. So if you know anything about astral traveling and you want to have a chat with me and explain that, I would love to have gone through with more detail, but I got a bit carried away. So the show is finished now, but we'll catch up another week and would love to have you on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching me winging it this week.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny with Eleanor Gray. Live from GraceDestiny.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com, or Moonstruck.tv. This is Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, hi, it's Eleanor Grace here, calling from London, and welcome to my Psychic Destiny show. Now, today, wherever you are in the world, I am going to be looking into the crystal ball. Now, this one is a quartz crystal with citrine in it. Now, citrine brings us prosperity, brings us a touch of luck as well. So some luck around you all, as well as love and harmony. So it's a very precious crystal, this one. It's a rock stone, and it's really alive with colour. You can see in the centre there, you've got the citrine around here, and also around this side here too. And you can see the deeper colours. The deeper colours are there, and the inclusions are what we're looking for. As a clairvoyant, you're looking to see images into the crystal ball. And this is what this picture is all about, really. And if you look deep inside, you will be able to tell that you perhaps can see a platform, or you can see which way you should be looking, what direction you should be looking into. I can see here there's the initial V. Now, that may be somebody that's coming in or important to you, but the initial V I'm seeing here. And also lots and lots of rain. We've got snowdrops too, so we're in for some heavy weather, I think. But you will be also seeing that your circumstances will change in the next few days, the next few weeks. We've got holiday times, but also you've got an opportunity to make some wishes and to connect through to those loved ones in spirit. So let's have a look now as well into your cards, because I use the crystal ball and then combine the cards with them. So we've got the crystal, and we can really focus onto angel cards, onto the tarot, and these romantic cards, which I often use, are really very special. These are Victorian, and they image the people who were around in those Victorian times, like this lady here in Victorian dress, London, England, but also across the Channel, which is a little bridge of a sea in between France, Paris, and London. And this is where these come from, originating from the tarot, based in Paris and Marseille, the ancient tarot of Marseille. I'll have to bring some of those in for you. They look pretty gruesome though, so I don't think they're really any good for readings, but they are exceptionally interesting for where the tarot cards actually originated from. And that, as you probably know, is indicating the journey and the type of road that you've been travelling upon. So let's have a look at some of the other cards that are here. And you will see that we've got a range of different images that we use all the time. And that triggers nice sort of images for us as well. That sort of sends signals out to us from angels and from those loved ones in spirit, and also for you to see exactly which way you are going in your life, pointing directions, I think, for all of us. And that's very, very important. It's critical. And these are lovely angel cards. These are very special cards here, which are used a great deal in readings now. And it gives you written messages which you can identify and understand. So this one here, for example, does look brilliant. It's causing you to change and choose a new direction. So that's something else that you can consider. We're coming up to the new year. We want to connect to spirit, and we want to really look forward to what the new year has to hold. We've got Vanessa in Winnipeg. Hello there. I did say that I could see a V, didn't I, in the crystal ball? Were you watching?
Yeah, I was.
Well, that's really rather a coincidence. I had no idea that it was Vanessa on the line. So I think we'd better get the crystal ball back, don't you, and have a look and see what this V is all about. Because clearly this is for you. You're giggling now, aren't you? That's quite funny. This is how psychic powers work, though. It works in an ethereal way, and we don't really understand it. We just sort of see something as a clairvoyant. It's the way that your brain is wired, I think, and we take it from there. And I'm just trying to find this V for you again, so bear with. We won't be a moment. There we have it. Yes, there it is. There's the initial of V. This is for you, Vanessa. Now, I can see lots of rain on sort of hail stones and light snow around you. So that's something that can be symbolic, or it can actually be real, being somewhere that you will go to in that weather, with that weather all around you. I feel as though it's symbolic. I think that this is a question of you've been maybe a little bit down, some tears around you, recent past, and you feeling as though you need a boost now to help you grow and to help you really push yourself out of this phase that I think that you've been in. And it's not too far away. There's lots of little birds here on trees. It looks as though, you're in quite an exotic place. So this is a place, this is somewhere I can see you going. And I do feel that the sort of raindrops and everything is really about your circumstances. So have you been a bit upset? And, are they really tears that have been around you, Vanessa? Or is this symbolic for you where you're feeling as though, I just want to relax, and I'm overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, and that's making you feel down. Is that true? Is that what's happening to you?
Yes, I just am going through a pretty dark time in my life, and so there has been some pretty dark days for me.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm not surprised either, because in your crystal ball, what we actually have is it's like there was an eclipse on one side. You perhaps see it here, where it is a little darker here, and yet when I'm looking my side of the crystal, I can see you coming into a clearing. It's as though there is a solution, and you will soon be there. You will soon have that solution all around you. And the citrine in your crystal, this lovely orange, this bright orangey colour, is making a difference actually for you. It's making you feel as though there is a future, there is a time that you can bring towards you. So some dark days are here, but there's angels around you as well. So somebody passed over, because they will always arrive in a reading when you're grieving a little bit as well, and thinking of somebody who has passed through our physical world and gone into a spiritual world. So you do have lights in spirit around you, Vanessa, and that's very important for you to know, and also to acknowledge, even if it's just a little bit, where you're going to be saying to yourself, well, yeah, actually, this has been dark days, it's been a dark time, and I'm being helped, I'm being supported and helped, and messages are there that are coming through for you. So let me just put this down a moment, because I'm just going to take an angel card, which is a message here for you, which I think is important. Just opening the deck, because when you feel, so down like this, it's really difficult to see a way forward. Now, you're being told here, meditation does bring answers. So for you, that's something that, is really powerful. Now, I don't mean go into a chant or anything like that. You don't have to do anything like that, but you do really have to sort of think about your mind's eye here, this third eye that is here. Close your eyes, concentrate on that third eye, and that's going to take you to that spirit room where you will get some sense of everything being correct, that you're in the right space. You're also being told here that you're ready. you're ready here. This is another message that's coming through. I think it's a female. I've got quite a slender woman that is coming through to me. She's saying to you, don't stop, just hang on in there. Do not stop. Do you recognize this sort of slim, slender lady? I think a few generations back, perhaps, but she's very proud of you. Would this be your grandmother, Vanessa?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a slim person because I've had a few deaths in my life. So it could be a cousin, it could be an aunt, it could be a grandmother, yeah.
I really, yes, I'm sort of fishing here. The grandmother is important. I think she was important to you, but I feel that it is a younger woman. So I'll go to your cousin. She had quite a bit of tragedy, I think. That's what I'm getting. Is that true? Did you have a lot to deal with in her life as well?
Yeah, she did.
Well, to you, Vanessa, she's sending love and, saying it's not so hard. Whatever it is that's around you now, it's not so hard. So don't be worried. Don't be too concerned. Ask one question before I go on to my next reader. What's the main question in your mind? Because what I'm seeing is that, yes, there's been sad times and you're past that now. You're at a platform, you're about to launch into your future and you're being encouraged a lot to not to stop, don't give up, and to realize that this is a new start. You can take a leap of faith. I do have a partner, a man that is going to be important to you. I feel as though he's somebody new. So have you separated ties? You've got this protection card again. Now this is coming through from, well, I would say a close friend, a very close friend, Vanessa, who is able to support you and support you in a way that you wouldn't have thought possible. So look out for that because prosperity is there, it's with you. And the Hierophant here, finally. This is a card which gives you the opportunity to socialize, the opportunity to get yourself out there into the world. And that's really what you need to do. So I hope that's answered your questions and it's been delightful speaking to you. But I do know, Vanessa, that whatever has gone on, and I feel that this is emotions, it's sadness in a very deep way. And you may not want to be public about that. I could talk about that a lot more, but we are on a very public platform. So just meditate. That's going to bring you some answers internally, and that's emotional answers internally. But you've got to accept that there's a new horizon as well. And that new horizon, Vanessa, brings prosperity to you. That's what was in your crystal ball. You will take that leap of faith. There's more money coming to you in hard cash terms, but there's prosperity in other ways. And somebody new walking towards you. Did you lose a partner? I don't mean a death, but was there a separation here?
I've been single for quite some time. I've had a few dating experiences, but nothing that was committed. Yeah.
Well, you're about to experience that, Vanessa, I'm happy to say, because there's a man walking towards you. There's void here. It's been dark in your crystal. So you're not meant to be on your own. You're really not. So have some faith. Just keep going, as the cards have told you. Meditate a little bit. Imagine yourself being bright and happy and full of life. And it's been delightful talking to you again. So I'll speak to you again
soon. Thank you so much.
That's my pleasure, Vanessa. I feel that there's Lisa on the line. Hello there, Lisa. Are you ready for your reading?
Yes, I am.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
I am. How
Welcome.
are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's a bit cold here, which is why I've got this jumper on, which it's always cold, isn't it, in London? It's one of those places in the world that, we don't get a lot of sunshine in the winter. So I'm going straight into the cards here with you, Lisa. I feel that there's a big question on your mind. I feel that you want to have some big answers, but the very first card that I'm drawing for you here is the card of the Magician. Now, the Magician is important here. It's bringing out all of the unexpected for you. So I just think that you're at a void now, Lisa, and you're sort of looking left, you're looking right, you're looking all around you, and you're not expecting this. Now, this is a card that brings surprises, and it's like out of the blue. Suddenly, your life changes. Suddenly, you will feel as though you've got a lot more to look forward to, a lot more to live for as well. Do you have a son? I've got a son here. Young man. Does he belong to you?
I have two sons.
Ah, right. Well, this one is the elder of the two that I want to go to. I feel that he aspires to be, very prosperous, quite wealthy. Ambition is with him. And I feel that he is going to have a breakthrough. He's been waiting a long time, being patient young man, and I think that you are about to be very, very proud, really, of him. And I feel that he is the person that you want to give some of your wisdom to. And I feel that with you as well, Lisa, that you are a very wise woman, that you have that inner strength and the time in your heart to really bring out some very positive energy towards other people. So you support people in a way that they don't realize, and perhaps sometimes that you don't realize either. And I feel a lot of psychic energy and telepathic energy around you. And I think that you find things, when people ask you, where is something, you would know where it was. You'd sort of organize everything, you administer everything. And you're riding high here with success with your son. So he will be going for a new role or perhaps a new start in his life. You'll encourage him. He will come to you for some answers as well. And it's important that you give him those answers. And that's where your wisdom is coming in, because you are helping and supporting him here. So let's take a little look into the crystal ball. Have you recently moved? I feel a lot of movement here with you. Have you, left your hometown? No? Okay.
No.
As your son, has he moved at all?
He moved, but maybe it might have been like a year and a half ago.
No, this would be more current than that. Okay, well, we'll just park that on one side, because I feel that there's going to be a lot of change. And if you're looking for change, that's great. If you're not, then that may just be considered more of an upheaval than anything else. But it's nothing bad. I mean, this is all about good times, good things that are happening. Let's have a look into your crystal again. Let's see where we are. Right, so if you really take a good long look there into the crystal ball, you will see that you've got some elements here of the dark side, the light side. So you've got this platform coming in here, which is all about your prosperity. And this is the earth here. All of this image here is around the earth. That's your home. That's your home ground. So you're going into a changeable year. It's going to be one of not so much upheaval, but you're having to take a different route for yourself. And that does include your home environment. Maybe as simple as redoing your home, getting some luxury items in there, buying things, changing. Yeah.
That's funny, because I was thinking I have an upstairs, like attic space.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of finishing it off.
That's what you're going to do then, Lisa. So what I was saying was that it's all dark on one side, and then it goes really light. I think you'll make some unexpected choices, and there will be a reason for it. I don't know whether you would get more money for doing that, but prosperity is behind it. So that thought of income or, just more asset value is going to be there. But it's the luxury items. It's these really great design touches that you have. And I think you're spot on with that. I think you've really got a great vision I think you always have had, but perhaps haven't had the time or the inclination to sort of get stuck in. But there is a man, I've got the initial of R, I want to go to Robert as well, so I'm going to park him there for you. He's just up there somewhere. But he is a person that is going to help you this year, is going to bring in some clarification for you. Maybe just, a person that is there to physically help with all of the changes around your home. But I feel that there's a mentor here, a person that will bring in some changes and some different expectations, because of the psychic element that you've got, and because of that telepathy, it's almost like you can read other people, and you will do, not necessarily in a formal setting like this one, but more for yourself and for the benefit of who you're speaking to. So you need to be aware that that is a gift that you have. Are you aware of it? Because I've got powerful dreams and a lot of sense of spirit that's around you as well. And I feel that that's an important but yet misunderstood element all about you. Would you agree with that, Lisa? Is that how you're feeling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that.
You want to know more, don't you? There's this appetite for more knowledge and more wisdom about what you sort of know, but you need to clarify. So you're going to do that. You're going to take some time to meditate. You don't need to join a group or, a course or anything like that. This is there naturally within you. So you will use this natural gift that you have, and don't be shy about it. You don't need to talk about it to anybody, because it's one of those things that people might think, oh, I don't know so much about that. But be honest with yourself and understand that you do have these senses. I can see them. I can see spirit all around you. I can see you connecting to spirit as well. And that's important. And something that not many people can do. They don't see across that veil, across the other side, as a lot of people mention it. So try to reach that, particularly in your dreams, and meditate just before you go to sleep. Maybe grab a crystal. Doesn't have to be a crystal ball like this. It can be small, a small element that is around you. Just even holding a tiny crystal in your hand will do. And then sort of really make a wish into the crystal ball. It's a cosmic order. We use this with candles as well. And I'll bring those in for you. So tune in next week and we can have a look at the crystal and the candle together, which are very powerful. And that will suit you. It will suit the way that you are going to connect to spirit and bring spirit closer to you. And you will have premonitions because they're there. You've already had them. So you will be able to say to yourself, well, I want to make a wish and I want to know what's going to happen next month. And January, by the way, is a very important month for you. Is there a birthday around January? So I've got the Aquarian element. No?
No.
Okay. Well, for January,
but my Chiron is in Aquarius.
Is it?
My wounded healer is in Aquarius.
That's why January is important. And look what you've drawn. Big, happy changes. They're all around you. So you are going to experience a sort of an awakening, I suppose, in January. That's the only way to look at it, that you will have something inside of you that really says, hey, do you know what? I'm really on a different path, and you'll feel it, you'll sense it, and you'll share it as well. You're going to share it. So that wounded healer of yours, the Chiron in your chart, will bring in that element of inquiry, but solutions that are going to be given to that inquiry. So the crystal, try and get one, try and get something that's similar to this, hold it in your hand and really think about the big happy changes that are coming. And they will involve your son, your eldest son as well. So whatever has happened in his life this last year, I would say that it's for the better that he's being brought to a place now where he really does have some choices, and they're good ones, and they'll expand his life and they will take away negative people, of which there have been many around him, and they've been sort of eating up his energy, I feel. So I want to put a bubble around him and say, you're okay, you're protected, and your mum will do that even more so. So imagine that as well, Lisa, before...
Oh, no, do you find him finding someone?
Yes, I think that this is part of the solution for him. There's three ladies that I can see here, and one's behind him, so one's gone, one's an old relationship, deep hurt there. There's one to the left, one to the right. Now, I don't think he's going to go to the left, I think it's the right. What that means in my terminology is that this is somebody who has a true heart. He's going to find love, but it's a deeper love and something that nobody can explain, but he's found a soulmate, and that's why it's so different, that there is this soulmate that is there, that is making him very happy. And you, Lisa, you will love this person. You will be completely in agreement with your son's choice. So I think that's going to put a little bit of peace in your heart. The dove of peace is all around you, Lisa. So watch out as well in the new year on my website. It's gracedestiny.com. Watch out for that, because I'm starting a psychic school, and you'll be hearing about that in the new year. And that may help you, just looking at some means to connect to spirit, and also some means to project into the future. So I think it's a special, special journey for you, Lisa. And I think a lot of people are going to connect with you as well. So buy your luxury items, put some new colour into your life, and surround yourself with these mini meditations, because you're going to get answers and expand that psychic ability that you have. Well, there we are. I've been Eleanor Grace from London. It's been wonderful speaking to you all again. Have a great holiday as well, and I'll be with you next week, same time. And it's goodbye from me. Bye now.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Full Circle Wellness U with Renee Johnson. Live from FullCircleWellnessU.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Full Circle Wellness U on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, y'all. How are you doing? Welcome to my show. We are back once more. It's Reset Wednesday. And for Reset Wednesday, we always like to, take a moment, reflect on what we've been doing this week. And if we'd like to, we can reset that. We can shift anything that hasn't been quite what we wanted it to be. Or, hey, maybe it's been a great week and you want to boost it up more. And how we do that is, the way I like to do that anyways, is to take your time and take a nice breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's it. And continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. This is a nice little reminder that, nothing that's happened really has to be concrete and stone. Sometimes the worst things that happen to us, actually, when we look back on them later, turn out, that there was a great blessing in that or a great lesson in that. And I love to remember that, because a lot of times, we're having a really rough time and we think this is it. And what I tell myself, where there is tomorrow, the sun's going to come up again and we're going to have a whole nother day and a whole nother time to, make some new choices, some new changes, some new decisions. And whatever's happened back there, it's always to me on the left, whatever's happened back there is back there. And I can forgive myself, reset my day, reset my moment, and move forward and move over here into the bright new present. Let's be in the present, and also thinking and desiring and dreaming about the future. But the place where we want to stay really is in the present, because, all the point of power is in the present. This is the power point, and it's now, right now. And this is really all we have control over. We can't change what's happened in the past, and we really are we're manifesting the future, and we're imagining and seeing and dreaming and desiring all the beauty that's coming. But at the same time, there's a lot of play there. I like to say, we pray for God's will be done, the universe's will to be done, and to bring us what we need at our highest and greatest, and go ahead and see it that way. But at the greatest is to stay here in the moment and to be able to get back to your breath, connect into this space. And the other thing I really like to do, and I've been practicing this more and more, is turning off electronics, turning off everything, stepping outside the room from people, walking out in the garden, walking out in the woods, even if it's freezing cold, bundling up, getting out in the snow, whatever you got to do just to get to that place of quiet. Because when you're in that quiet place, that's where you develop your gifts. That's where your guides come in and your spirit teachers come in, the angels come, and you get to make connections on a level like you can't when you're in chaos. All this electronic beeping and whirling and twirling and people gabbing and talking and all the fear mongering and, all that drama. It's just not where you need to be centered. And when you're centered, that's where you connect. And I do teach that. I love to teach people how to connect with their inner self and their higher self, their guides, their angels, and to not only connect with them, but to develop their spiritual gifts. More and more people are contacting me and telling me they're developing these incredible gifts. And it's really interesting, because the newest thing that's happening for me is when I'm talking to people, I'm getting smells. Tonight in the car, coming back from Chattanooga, Tennessee, I was talking to my husband and I said, "Do you smell bleach?" And he said, "No, but I was thinking about bleach." And I said, "Really?" And we were out in the middle of nowhere in the dark coming home and nothing in the car or anything. And he says, "Yeah, I was thinking that if, I could put on a hazmat suit and grab some bleach, I could go over and visit Victor. That's our son who's been sick." And I laughed and I said, "Well, that's strange. Last week, twice, two different people. I was talking to them on the phone, and one of them I knew exactly what they were cooking, and the other one was just astounded that I even knew she was in her kitchen. And it's just really interesting because the way I knew, I could smell it. And this is a whole nother side of my gifts. You know, when I communicate and I find lost animals or lost people, oftentimes I get taste, and that's hard to maybe explain in this quick show. But looking for a lost wolf dog at one time, I tasted raw rotten shrimp. And no, I've never ate raw rotten shrimp. I've tried not to my whole life, but I did. And I was able to lead them to a busted bait bucket with raw rotten shrimp in it. And the animal was very close to there, and they reunited with them, I think, in about 45 minutes. And I was in Tennessee and they were in Florida, by the way. So that was something that I developed many years ago. But this thing with this scent has just been blowing my mind this last few weeks. So, you know, if you're starting to develop new skills, new gifts, you know, go with it, write it down, ask about it, ask your guides, you know, pray on it, meditate on it, whatever your faith is, however you connect. And, you know, just believe in it, you know, just believe in it. And, you know, oftentimes I'll write things down, seal them up in an envelope and set them aside. And then years later, when I open those up and it's got the date on it and everything, it's like, it reminds me, it's confirmation that I am a spirit being connected to spirit. And that I'm not just this little human Renee walking around in this skin, you know, doing the stuff that I've done in my life. So, you know, it's pretty cool. So just remember to always reset, not get hung up on anything in the moment, and to know that, you know, there's so much more, guys. There's just so much more than what we're seeing right here in front of our face. You know, this is just a little glimpse of what's happening. Sometimes I feel like we really are living in a dream state, because there's so much more that's so much more real and beautiful than what is happening in my physical world. The other thing I'd like to say tonight is, or to share tonight, is my health update. So many of you know, and you've been walking through this with me, I got my lemon water buddies out there, you know, to drink our lemon water every day. And you do half your body weight in ounces and add lemon juice. And I mean like a whole lemon or two lemons, whatever you need for your body weight, your body size, to your water. And you add about lemon to about half of that water. And you'll be amazed. It cleans out your sinuses. It cleans out your organs. It cleans out everything. It'll help you slim down, trim up. It's amazing. It's truly a quick, healthy, amazing process to get you where you want to be. So that's one little tip. However, through this, if you know, maybe you don't, but as an infant, I had lead poisoning. And throughout my whole life, I've had these mysterious symptoms and illnesses. And going to numerous doctors, spending $40,000, $50,000 in my lifetime in cash, not including insurance. I've really never got a concrete diagnosis until I started doing hair analysis, deeper blood analysis, stool samples, saliva test, urine test, and not just your typical medical ones, but going much deeper. And, you know, for years they thought I had Lyme disease, but then the test wouldn't show it. And they said, well, you're not testing at the right time. And it's like, yeah, whatever. And it's very frustrating, because at times you really feel like you're dying and they can't find anything. And you get accused of pretending, making things up. You know, I've heard it all. But you know in your soul if you're putting on, or if you're really, something's really wrong. And I knew something was really wrong. A few times as a child, maybe I did fake to get out of something. But 99% of the time, I was genuine and I was really ill, and I couldn't get people to understand and hear me. The lead poisoning, obviously, doctors, you know, told me I ate paint off my crib when I was a baby. So I had lead poisoning, no doubt, but all the other weird symptoms that came up with it and all the misdiagnosis. So when I got my hair analysis done the first time about 8 years ago, and then 3 years ago, and then this time, I think it was 3 months ago now, and I'll do it again in another 3 months, my mercury levels were off the charts, aluminum, because, you know, metals attract metals. My calcium was off the charts. You know, people at my age, I should have osteoporosis. Well, if calcium's the way not to have it, trust me, I couldn't have it because it was off the charts, and too much calcium's not a good thing. So in this last 3 weeks, I've learned I have kidney stones. So I've been going through the process of passing these kidney stones. And let me tell you, Not a fun process at all. But it's been really interesting because instead of doing the medical route, being a certified herbalist, I always go the herbal route if I can. So I went and had the test, saw on the CAT scan, I saw the stone, I saw some other things as well that I'm working on. And I decided to go the herbal route first. So I started on these herbs, different types of herbs, and I have been slowly seeing, because they make you, pee through a screen so you can collect whatever comes out, and I'm seeing results. And since it was a 5 millimeter stone, which they consider pretty large, these are just little tiny pieces coming through. And is it comfortable? No, no, it's not. But is it the worst thing ever? No, I've had much worse pain than this, but it's, the original pain to be diagnosed with a kidney stone was some of the worst pain I've ever experienced. It was kind of like being stabbed with a knife in your side and your back. And it was scary because I'd never experienced that before. So it took being diagnosed, going and getting the test, and that was wonderful. And they treated me fantastic. And then these herbs are doing the trick. So I'm slowly passing these little pieces just to let you guys know. And the way I see it is I'm passing these pieces, I'm just getting stronger and healthier. I tend to go that route most of the time. Every once in a while I start feeling sorry for myself and crying and whining and all that stuff that we do when we're just fed up and frustrated. But most of the time I tell myself, even if I get cold symptoms, that I'm healing, I'm detoxing, I'm processing, my body's clearing out, it's getting stronger. And that helps me get over these hurdles, get over the aggravation, the fear, and the fear is the main thing. When I got to the hospital, I didn't know what was happening with me. I was in so much pain. The minute they showed me on the CAT scan, the stone and the fibroid that's in my uterus as well, the fear just was like cut in half, maybe even less than that. It just was like, okay, now I have my answer. So I know what this is. I know how to deal with it. And I immediately started on all these herbs, and it's happening. So I went to the doctor today, got some work done on me, the chiropractor actually, and started passing more pieces. So I'm on the right track. So guys, if you're dealing with this, you're going through this with me, I love you and I feel for you. Contact me, let me know how you're doing, how this is working for you. And if you need advice on what herbs to take or what process to use, please, contact me. I've got my contact information hanging up here. It's fullcirclewellnessu@gmail.com, 239, not 2592 if you're local, 931-239-2592 for everyone else, 931-239-2592. And my name's Renee, fullcirclewellnessu, YOU@gmail.com. And you can just email me there. Facebook has been not recommending my pages. They've been blocking me. And YouTube has been really giving me a hard time as well. I guess they don't like some of the things I talk about, and whatever. It is what it is. I'm getting my website set up better, and things are rolling in that direction. But for now, you can contact me at fullcirclewellnessu@gmail.com, or you can call me 931-239-2592. I teach everything that I live. I walk my talk. I do my best to walk my talk. I teach mind, body, spirit. So I teach people how to connect within, come out of the spiritual closet, how to connect with their guides. I teach people how to get out of your head, get into your heart, get into your center. I teach Reiki, hypnosis, past life regression, and herbology. So if you want to jump in one of the classes, or if you'd like to join in one of the courses, whatever you want to do, we can talk about it. Just hit me up, email me, call me, and we'll go through that. The other topic tonight that's really pressing on my mind is all these sicknesses that are going around. In our local area here in Tennessee, schools are closed now for Christmas, but they've been closing because of respiratory viruses, strep throat, flus, whatever. And as I'm talking to people across the world, I'm hearing that this respiratory viruses that are affecting babies and small children, the elderly, and the flus that are going around, the different influenzas, colds, viruses, all these different things. And what I know from my own journey and from working with many, many people over the years and working with myself is there are plants growing in most everyone's yard that treat everything I'm talking about. They're in your kitchen. If you cook and you got spices, I can teach you which herbs and spices you can use to make teas or tinctures or to encapsulate them. This is not something that we need to be afraid of. This is something we all need to learn because, there perhaps could come a time that we can't get to a pharmacy or a doctor, and it's really good to have your own skill set. And one of the simple things that I do is oregano, and you can put oregano in a cup and pour boiling water on it, strain it and drink it, and it will attack any kind of virus that's attacking your body. And, I'm sure there's people out there going, yeah, right. Well, yeah, right. There really is. I mean, this is phenomenal. God has given us plants on this earth that, a lot of the medications that people are taking come from those plants. And do the herbs work as fast sometimes? Maybe not as fast, but they do, but they don't show it. Like, you start taking antibiotics in 24 hours, you're going to start noticing a difference. The herbs, same thing, but you're not going to get that kick as fast, but you're going to get the healing. You're not just going to get a treatment, and it's not going to destroy your gut. It's not going to destroy your microbiotica in your gut and your intestines. It's not going to destroy your immune system. It's not going to cause a yeast infection. It's not going to cause all these things that antibiotics do. And antibiotics just strip your body. I hate to say it, but it like rapes your system. It just destroys your system. And for me, I've suffered enough. So I really don't want to put anything in me that I have to get out of me later or treat later. So again, always go to the herbs, go to the live food. If you want to be electric, you eat electric. If you want to die, eat dead. Just eat dead stuff and keep doing it. And before long, you'll start getting symptoms, and ultimately you probably will develop conditions that will take you out of this world, but you will suffer first. If you want to be healthy and strong and powerful and connected and, be able to take care of yourself in the future and be as attractive as you can be and take care of yourself and your skin and your hair and your vision and everything, you want to eat electric. You want to eat those beautiful, bright fruits. You want to eat beautiful vegetables. You want to eat those herbs and spices. You want to learn how to use those herbs and spices. And it's a process. It's a lot of education, a lot of knowledge that needs to be retained. And I have a beautiful course for that. And it's doable. It's so, children seem to really love to learn about plants. And I encourage every one of you, if you have small children up to grown children, to encourage them to contact me, and you contact me, and y'all can learn as a family together. It's beautiful. We have printouts, we've got videos, we've got recordings, voice recordings. They'll take you through it step by step, day by day, and you get live phone calls with me, Zoom calls, or however you want to connect. So that you actually, get to work one-on-one. I'm a one-on-one kind of person, and I like to feel energy, and I love to do that by looking at other people and connecting with them. It's very important. So, if we aren't sick and we don't want to get sick, we do what we call preventive herbalism, preventive medicine. And you can start just by drinking lemon water. Again, good old lemon water. How hard is this, right? Juice of a whole lemon or 2 lemons and 30 to 40 ounces of water, and then plenty of water after that. If you drink caffeine, I recommend you cut back on it. But if you do, increase your water, because as fast as you drink a glass of water, you drink a cup of coffee or a soda or a glass of tea, you're going to be peeing out the water. So you got to keep hydrated. And you can tell by just pinching the skin on your hand, back of your hand, if your skin stays up, you're dehydrated. If your skin goes right back down and it's pliable and smooth, you're probably hydrated enough. So, these are very simple little tricks to learn to get you to a place of balance where you can resist illness as it's coming in. You're out there in the world, you're working, you're around children, you're around kids in school, you're around people who have taken that jab or other jabs, because those jabs are a big deal, And if you are, and you're around these people and they're shedding these products that are contaminating and they're contagious and they're hurting you or other people, then you need to it's like putting on armor almost. You want to make sure that your body's strong and your system's strong. Keep your mind right. Again, breathing in and out, taking that time to do that breath work. meditation is just a word that scares people. All meditation is sitting still, closing your eyes. If you're doing a closed eyes meditation, you can also meditate and walk, but to allow whatever's coming in to just come in. Gurus that have been meditating for 20, 30 years, and they do it for hours and hours and hours, that's a very select group of people. That's a very small percentage of people. I can meditate for about an hour and 15 minutes, and for about 20 of that first part of that minutes, my mind's just, everything's coming in, all my thoughts and my grocery list and everything. I can't believe he said that to me. Monkey chatter, right? Your monkey mind goes crazy. But the more you sit there and you just allow it, and when you do, you just say, okay, thank you, and just let it roll on by. And before long, you'll find that place of what I call that power point, that focal point. For me, kind of looks like an X or a cross, and I see it in my mind's eye. And it came to me about 30 years ago, and I look for it in meditation. So as I'm sitting there, I've got my eyes closed, I imagine a spot in the distance, and as it comes closer, it's that power point, that cross, that X. And right in the center of it is what I focus on. And then when that chatter's happening, it's just happening. It's like being in a room and you're just sitting there reading a book and everybody's talking around you. It doesn't matter. They're whatever they're doing. It's the same thing in our heads. But meditation and this visualization is crucial to being connected, but it's also crucial to staying calm. The less stress you have on your body, the less often you're going to get sick. You're going to be able to be in balance, make choices, make healthy decisions, make more money. Just everything is more powerful because you're in balance. You're not frazzled. You're not, bouncing all over the place. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. For many years, I bounced all over the place. I used to say, I got my ducks in a row, but my ducks have ADD and they're all over the place. And they were. And then I imagined my ducks all getting back in a row and their mama leading them, and they were all in a perfect little line. And I still see that, and when my mind starts telling me that I'm scattered or not thinking straight, I'm like, just, okay, thank you for that reminder. And then I go back to my ducks are in a row. I see that cross. I see that point, that power point for me, and I can focus there. And this is with my eyes open or closed. So there's so many techniques that you can use, anchor points. There's just so many things that you can do. And once you start taking the time to tune in, you're going to start finding your own little ways of, your own keywords, power words that bring you back to center, or, the way to tune into your guides like that. Like, you ask a question and before the question leaves your mind, you got your answer. And it's your answer. You feel it. You feel confident about it. And maybe you're looking to move and we're moving. When are we going? January 1st. Where are we going? Texas. Where are we going to live? Bam, bam, bam. It's just right there. What am I supposed to do for a career? Counseling. Bam. And it's not you. It's your higher self. It's your guides coming in. But when you're in center and in balance, they can really reach you and you can connect. So that's the mental side of it. The spiritual side is just not walking through this world alone. It's so important. I mean, you might have a huge family. You might belong to the biggest churches. You might be in school and, be in a big rally, whatever. You could be in a concert and still feel all alone. And as a person who's been there many years ago, especially as a child and a teenager, I know this really well. And you can have the greatest people around you and they love you and you love them. But there's just something that makes you feel separate, isolated, like either you're not good enough or maybe you think you're fine, but you just don't feel that connection. When you start tuning in, being alone, being quiet, turning off phones, getting isolated, some, not all the time, just some, getting out in nature, getting your hands in the dirt, drawing, painting, whatever it does, whatever trips your trigger, you're going to start feeling that connection. And if you pray while you're doing it, or you talk and you ask questions and you do it from love and light, and always, if it doesn't feel right, just send it away. You don't have to play there. Stay out of the dark. But if it feels good and it feels right and it feels loving and gentle, then you want to connect with that, you'll never feel alone again. And it's wonderful to know no matter what's happening, no matter where you are, you're never alone. And when you have that, you got it all. You got it all. You know, people often ask me, you know, Renee, how do you, carry on? Because I've been through all this health stuff and everything. And it's because I know I have a higher purpose, because I've been shown. And when I get at my worst, and trust me, I do go there. And when I get there, whether I'm laying on the bathroom floor or laying in my bed with a cold towel, praying for the pain to stop or the next level of whatever I'm dealing with to get over, I know I'm not alone, and that they come to me. And I have felt that. I've felt hands on my shoulders. I've felt this so strongly, and it keeps me going. It keeps me remembering my purpose. It reminds me to keep reaching out to you guys, to reach out to other people, to keep taking in clients, and just to keep loving, and be that person that I'm here. And then the physical side of that, eat electric, you got to eat right. Getting close to the end here. Wow, that was a quick show. That was a really quick show. I just want to wish you all the greatest blessings and the most beautiful wishes. I pray that you all have a great holiday. If you celebrate, Merry Christmas. If you do Christmas, that's fantastic. Just love yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't worry about the presents, the gifts. Worry about the presence, being present for your people, having presence within yourself. Allow yourself to love others, and just raise your vibration, And I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Wow, it's going to go by so fast. And, y'all have a fantastic week. Don't forget to reset. You can do it anytime, any day, anywhere. Keep looking up. Remember, you're not alone. Remember, I love you. I do. And write me at Full Circle Wellness, YOU, Full Circle Wellness U @gmail.com, or call me 931-239-2592. Yes, you can text that number as well, 931-239-2592. And I'm here for you. And you guys, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. And just remember, it's a beautiful world out there. No matter what you see on the news, or people are freaking out, or whatever's going on, you got this. We got this. We are winning. It's all an illusion. It's, what's happening is happening. But in the ultimate, we win. We will win. Us light workers, there ain't nothing like us. And y'all can pull on our energy, lean on us until you get stronger. And when I need it, I'll lean on you too. So, teach people well, love people, and love yourself. Bye, guys. Good night.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Elliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live tonight from the city of New York for show number 380. Can you believe that? I've done this 379 previous times, and here it is 380. And more important than that, this is the final show of my 11th year. So not the final show, no, final show of the 11th year. Next week starts year number 12 with Ask One Radio and Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. So this is historic. I don't know if it's good history or bad history, but it's history. That's what they said to me. That's what my ex-wife said to me one day. She said, pal, you're history. And how was that? Next thing you know, I'm looking for a place to live. So here we are. And we're in the middle of winter. We're coming to the end of the year. Gosh, everything's nice. I cleared this with the Colorado Supreme Court. I am allowed to do the show tonight. So if you see, I'll be taking calls legally. I have not committed any crimes that I know of. And if I did, come on, do you think I'd tell you? I guess what is the only crime I could be accused of at this point would be like interspiritual, interplanetary snooping, because the magical window lets us look at all kinds of things. Now, it would be safe to say, for instance, all this stuff that's going on in the news, my cards told me they would be happening, but no, I'd never look at that stuff. I don't look at it that way. If something's coming up, if something's going to happen, we will find out one way or the other, with or without the cards. But the cards will show us that something is up. I mention this quite a lot because it blows my mind. At the end of 2019, when I started doing year-end readings for people, both on the air and at live readings, person to person, individual readings by phone or Skype or Morse code, whichever you want. At the end of 2019, I was getting an awful lot of readings that indicated new starts for people. There were aces, like there's going to be big changes in career, there's going to be changes in your life. I couldn't understand why. That went on into early 2020. And then by March of 2020, when people started getting sick, I realized what the cards had been telling me for the previous few months, that there was going to be upheavals. The old ways would change for a lot of us, and did. Gosh, there were so many people who took the time. I mean, I know a lot of people were saying that with all of these lockdowns that we had in 2020, there would be a renaissance in the arts, but very few people, a lot of people just drank beer and streamed movies. But I do know one person here I've run into who wrote a play, had it produced. So, hey, he had the time on his hands to write the play while he was in the lockdown, and he did it, and he did get it produced. And he shared that good news with me. And see, that's what I meant by new things coming in people's lives. And the cards can show these things. This is why I don't recommend, this is counterintuitive, I know, because, there are people who assume that I make a living just by reading cards for people constantly, it's not so. I do a lot of other things. But I don't recommend a lot of readings for people. I just don't. Then you become dependent on the cards, and then you start to substitute the judgment of the cards for your own. I think it's fun to have readings maybe once or twice a year. learn what's going on. Like this time of year, at the end of the year, I do that. I usually do a lot of that. I haven't done very much this year because I've been like the Walking Dead. I've been ill. You can tell by the number of shows I missed this year, and I'm going to get to a little perk that you're going to get because of that. But, at the end of the year, it's always good to get a reading to see what the coming up year is like, or maybe see, even, now this sounds strange, but there are people who do this. What was the past year like? Because we may not have noted what's going on around us completely. Very few of us are that aware. I know I'm not, because that's why we use cards, to enhance our awareness. But, there may be some things going on in your life over the past year that you couldn't explain, you didn't understand, you'd want to know more about. We could look into that. That's why I call it the magical window, because you can use this as a window into things that are going on. And I just didn't want to say, Elliot's Tarot Show. I don't like that. I wanted to give it a snappy name. And in fact, I like the name so much that I wrote a book called Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, which is the kind of book that I wish I had when I started learning to read tarot cards, and you can use that book yourself to learn how to read the cards. I have a special on that right now, which is it's a book dedicated to you, actually. By the way, it's dedicated to the listening audience of Ask One Radio, because you people pushed me into the wonderful world of really delving deeper into tarot than I ever did. And I wrote that book, and here's what I've got. The book is not just a book, but it's a CD comes with it, which has genuine readings that illustrate various points in the book. If you want to learn how to be a reader yourself, this is the book to get, I think. Well, naturally, because I wrote it that way. But also, it had, I always was suspicious of these tarot books that said, and I read the cards in 1972, and I saw that Nixon was going to resign. Well, it's easy to write that in 1985. But I took actual readings. You'll hear, and you'll see the power of the tarot cards in those readings. These are real readings that we have. No confidentialities are broken. It's just readings. And there's a special I'm giving with that. That book is illustrated with the vending machine tarot. Now, there's a cute little thing. There were little teeny cards that came in a gumball canister in a gumball machine. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, you could pop a quarter into the machine, turn the crank, and out would roll a little canister and open it up. And, sometimes you'd get a Beatles ring that had a picture of Ringo on it, or things like that. Well, this machine used to sell little decks of tarot cards, just the major cards, the 22 major cards. And you can read alone with those. The other cards add a little more depth to the reading. But it can be done. There are some people who only read with the major cards. That's fair enough. And I have reproductions of that deck from the 60s, which no hippie would be caught dead without having a deck of tarot cards at Woodstock, So we still have those. And they come in a gumball canister, and I make them individually for each order. See? So you get them, these are not machine made. You get them right off the assembly line. No, you get them right from me. And that'll come with a little sheet of paper that you can use for the layout, but you'll probably throw that out. It doesn't really matter. But the special now is if you get a copy of the book and CD set, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, you'll get a free set of the reproduction of the vending machine tarot. I had a very funny conversation with a chef from Louisiana, who thought that I was selling I had it listed at eBay, these cards, and he thought it was an original set, and he offered me a fabulous amount of money for it. And I said, you do realize, of course, these are reproductions that I make on cardstock. And he said, oh, so I let him have it at a very reasonable price. Because you see, the originals would be very expensive. They were kind of cheap, and I would be very surprised if any originals of the tarot deck survived. I have one, by the way. That's how I made this set, you see. I managed to get hold of one, and it's I don't know how long it'll last, but I've got it, and you can get a reproduction of the very rare and interesting vending machine tarot free while supplies last, which means as long as I feel like doing it, for when you get you see, I'm looking at a deck of them right now. Little teeny weeny little deck here. I have 2 decks here sitting right there. When you get Reverend Elliott's Magical Window. Now, what I'm going to do also, aside from that, which I mentioned, this is for everybody, because I mentioned I do a lot of private readings this time of year so people can look at the coming year, and I haven't been doing that because I had been ill. If you notice, I missed a lot of shows this year. So I'm going to assume that I did about half of the shows that I should have done. So I have cut my prices in half for readings. You can go to magic-works.com. There on the homepage, or you can look for the page that says tarot reading, and you'll see my prices. Just cut that in half. That's just it. I mean, I had a request the other day from somebody who wanted an email tarot reading. Those are $10. And I answered that it's $5 now because of the sales, you see, so that's pretty good. And I'm going to be doing that until the end of the year. Between you and me, don't tell anybody about this, but I'm going to be doing it longer than that. You know, I feel guilty about having missed all the shows. Of course, I had no choice because I was a babbling idiot with a fever, and that doesn't help at all. And I had no voice for much of the last few months. But here I've got it. Now it's impossible to get me to shut up. So those are the 2 things I wanted you to know. 3 things. 1, I'm back. 2, it's the end of year 11. We're going into year 12 starting next week. Then the specials with you get a free copy of the vending machine tarot in its own little vending machine gumball canister. I'm shuffling up the cards while we talk. Is that rude of me? And also my readings are now, when you see the prices at magic-works.com, cut them in half. That's it. I mean, you know, instead of the best deal I've ever given was that $10 email reading, because they go into in-depth in any question you have, and it's only $10. Now it's $5, you see, and you still get the same thing. So that's my way of repenting. That's my way of saying I'm sorry to let you all down by not being here while I was so sick, but I sure missed you, and I'm glad to be back. So it's my gift. And I'm happy to do that. So keep that in mind. You can find out more about what I do at by emailing me if you want at asktaro@earthlink.net. Asktaro@earthlink.net. You see how old that this is? I have an Earthlink address. I've been doing this so long. And the website, I've got a couple of websites to go to. One is magic-works.com, magic-works.com. That has 103 pages. There's loads of free magic information there, and there's meditations that you can listen to and download. There's all kinds of interesting stuff there. And the other is mojoacademy.org. That has books and audio and video. Check that one out, because we like to say there is a book there that will change your life. Another one is called the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets.com. You know, and which has, now this is a high ticket item, and it's not for everybody, but I do recommend it highly if you would like to get into serious occult work and magical work. It's the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, which is a synthesis of many different magical books. You might not want to have all of those books in your library, and this has the meat of all of those, and it's really it's an astonishing thing. It's been around since the 1930s in little teeny books and usually riddled with typos. But Mojo Academy Mojo Brothers Books has restored them, took a year to restore them. And it is now out in normal size books, a set of 10 books in paperback or hardcover. And you can see all the details about that at 10lostbooksoftheprophets.com. And you can get them through eBay. You can get them through Amazon. You can get them directly through that website. There's all kinds of ways to do it. And like I said, it's not for everybody. It's for the person who really wants to get into it. Now, if your New Year's resolution is to get into the esoteric side of the spirituality of the Western occult tradition, you can't do any better than getting the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. If you really want to get into it, you can grab hold of a set of the Equinox, which that usually, I mean, it's in the public domain now, but a set of books like that can run $700-800. Now, we're not talking about that much for the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. You know, we're talking about a lot less. But take a look at it. You know, it's a little pricey for the hardcover one, but it should be, because you'll have it. That's an heirloom too. But the you know, it's reasonable. It's if you get it in paperback, it's under $9 a book. See, and for the 10 books each. So there you go. I just want to let you know about all of that. And, of course, at mojoacademy.org, you'll find all the great Mojo Brothers shaving soap, which if you're really stuck for a stocking stuffer, that's the one. You know, if you might be a little late, but if you want some of those, just check it out at mojoacademy.org. Now, we're all shuffled up, as you no doubt hear. So let's do this. Let's get right to it. Let's get into the readings. I'm going to ring a bell now to declare a sacred space. And that's the space in which we operate and look through the magical window. And now we're going to pull back the curtain on the magical window for our first readings for tonight for Sarah in Oxford, New Jersey. Hi, Sarah. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, hon.
How are you doing, Sarah?
Going through some rough patches, but other than that, good. Getting ready for Christmas.
Well, let's see if we can make it a little better. How's that? What can I look at for you?
Anything, pretty much. Just, I wanted a reading tonight kind of just to cheer me up a little bit, to be honest.
Okay, well, let's see. This is a card that it'll either cheer people up or it'll upset them, but I have a feeling you're going to enjoy it because it's a good reading. The first card I have is the Wheel of Fortune, and that means the way things are for you now, you're at a time of change. Things are going to be changing. Yeah. Now, of course, that the next question always is it going to be good or bad change? And I can tell you it's going to be good.
That's good.
Because the next card is the Six of Swords. That is a card called Science. And in some decks, it shows a person getting from rough waters to calm waters through her own efforts. It's moving a boat. It's a person moving a little boat from rough water to calm water. So that you've been working on trying to make things better, and this shows me that you're going to succeed. The next card is the Fool. Now, that doesn't mean you're a fool. That's the card that means the beloved of God. If there were any negative cards in this reading, that card would overturn them. So it's going to be very good for you. Now, I need to ask a question. Are you doing anything new in terms of work?
Yeah, actually. For years, I've been in retail, kind of management, and I've been doing housekeeping work. So totally different.
Okay, because what I've got here is the Eight of Coins, and that is a card of a person who is doing something new in terms of work and money. And applies herself diligently to it and is very successful at it. That's why I asked you that question. So that's going to be very good for you this year. The Two of Cups here is a card that usually signifies a new relationship coming, or if you're in a relationship, the relationship you're in reaches a nice new level. So it's a very good sign. I'm seeing the year going to be very good for you. Money is good. I've got the page. Look, I've got the Eight of Coins, the Page of Coins, and the Queen of Coins, and the King of Coins. This is money. Money is all over your year coming up.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, you're either going to rob a bank or you're doing well. By the way, bank robbery is an interesting crime because it's never been worth doing, I might add.
No.
I remember back in the 70s, the first time this is going to sound peculiar, but the first time I looked into bank robbery, I saw that the average bank robber got like $400 and arrested. Now, bank robbery, I don't know how much the average bank robber gets, but they have the highest death rate of any criminal activity. So I would have asked people to reconsider if they were going to go into bank robbery, and I shouldn't make little jokes about that. But yeah, it's not a good thing to do. You know?
No, but it was a good joke, though.
Thank you. You know, I think I've mentioned this before, but when I was in my teens, I was actually offered a chance to join an organized crime family by a very scary guy. Thought I would be good at it, and I have no idea why. And I thought it over, and I told him, and I'll never. This is like burned in my mind. I said, you know, the thing is with organized crime, the hours appeal to me. The hours are good, but I don't like your retirement plan. And he just stared at me, and then he just started laughing and laughing and laughing. He said, "You're okay, kid." And I never heard from him again. So, you know, I think I handled that one right. Otherwise, I'd either be, you know, in a Martin Scorsese movie or looking up at everybody from the bottom of the East River. I don't know. But in any case, this is going to be a very good year for you. Really, really good year. Now, let me tell you this. You have some kind of new ideas that you are kicking around in your head. Is that correct?
Yeah. I had one today, but I'm just kind of about starting maybe a cleaning business when I'm done going through some personal stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you that because this is the Page of Swords, and swords are about mental activity, and the page is the appearance of something new. So that's telling me that you have a new idea and a new way of looking at things, and you're going to implement it. And the card after that is the World, which is the card of assured success. So I think you're on a good path here.
All right.
So you're going to have a pretty good next year, and it's laying the plans for what's going to come after that. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Yeah, look, see, this is good. This is the Magician. You know, it's not just the Fool. That's ultra positive, but the Magician is even greater. This is that a person who can draw power down from the spiritual realm here and make it work. So you're a very gifted, powerful person, and you're putting all that to work, and it's going to work out well for you. That's what I see for next year.
That's good.
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a great reading. Thanks for calling.
No problem. Thank you for everything.
Bye now. And let's shuffle them up. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with me, Reverend Elliot, the nonstop chatterbox who now and then reads cards for people. Joe in Anchorage, Alaska is next. Hi, Joe. You're on with Reverend Elliot. Joe in Anchorage, Alaska, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
how are
beautiful.
you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Oh, good.
What can I look at for you?
Good. Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've not had this kind of a reading before, so.
Well, what would you like to, is there something you're interested in, or do you just want to see what direction the cards take us in?
Well, I was hoping to hear from the other side if I could.
Okay, I've done that. There are several cards in the deck that when I know that that's the intention, I'll shuffle the cards, and if I get one or more of those cards, then I know I'm on the right track. Obviously, one of the cards is the Death card, another is the High Priestess, which is the person who can see beyond the veil. And if I don't get those cards, I can shuffle them again, or I can just read it anyway and assume that it's a message from the other side, because I never did that before. You said you've never done this? I never did these kind of readings until I came here and started doing it on Ask One Radio. It never occurred to me to even try. And I tried, and I usually get the same kind of reading, which is interesting. So let's see what we have here. Okay, I'll cut the cards now. And okay, there's the Death card. So we're going to assume that this will be a reading of the afterlife. That's fascinating. You see what I mean about the cards? I don't know how they do that. I've been reading cards since the 1980s, and I've long since given up trying to figure out how they work. So let's shuffle them up. Okay. The Knight of Cups is here. The Lover's here. These are emotional cards. There's somebody very close to you passed on, correct?
Correct. A few.
There's
actually.
Well, let's see what we can find, who we can get into here, see if there's any kind of a message from it. Yeah, see, this is a card that I always get when I do these readings. These are two cards that I get all the time, and I'll tell you what they are. The Three of Swords is a card of great sadness. Great sadness. It shows a heart pierced with swords crying. Now, is that sad or is that sad, right? The next card, now I get that frequently here because there's so much sadness involved when people pass on, or let's face it, die. You know, I know people shy away from that word, but there it is. The next card is the Star, which is a card of hope and optimism. And that's followed by the Four of Rods, which is a card of happiness and comfort and joy and a happy home. And now here's the card I get frequently with these readings. It's the Ten of Swords. It's somebody who was having a very, very rough time, and the bad times are over, is what that means. So the message that I get here is, we know that you feel close to us. We're very sad, too, that we're apart. But it's a hopeful time because the soul is growing. And that leads to the happiness of Four of Rods. And the Ten of Swords is about the suffering that this particular person, this particular entity went through is over. There was somebody who had a rough time before passing, correct?
My father would have.
Yeah, see, but because that is a card. I mean, sometimes that card is confused as a card of death, but it's not, and it means that the troubles are over. Six of Rods is about success. So this is generally how these readings go. There's an acknowledgement that this person is close to you, the spirit that we've contacted. There's an acknowledgement of great pain and sadness, yours and the other person too. Then there's the card of hope. Then there's cards of happiness. There's a card of this cessation of pain. That's the main thing, followed by success. And here's one I get often too, which is the Ten of Cups, which is perfected happiness. So whoever's sending you this message, the message is very clear that there's sadness here because you're missed, and they know that they're missed. But they want you to know that they're doing okay, and they're growing, and they're happiness. There's happiness there. The Four of Rods and the Ten of Cups are very happy cards, and they all come after the Three of Swords, which is the sad one, which is the sad event is the passing, and everything else after that is happy. That's almost always the way these readings go, by the way. So I'm going to chalk this up as genuine. Wow. If you go back to the Ask One Radio archives and listen to any of my shows, you're probably going to hear a similar reading. And this is the way the cards end up going, which is, we're sad, we miss you, we're doing well, though. So it's almost like saying, don't worry. These are good.
Wow, great.
But the pain is there. There's still, whoever this is still misses you. Let's put it that way. Because of that pain is there, but they're growing. The pain is receding in this little plane. Let me see if I can find one more card that might help out. Because this kind of stuff kind of sticks in my throat. I get a lump, you know. It's just. Yeah. This is the Six of Cups. Now that's a fascinating card for this. The Six of Cups is about memory of years gone by. It's a card of nostalgia. It's a card, you know, if we were doing a regular say like romantic reading, it would refer to maybe somebody from your past coming back into your life. But in this case, we're talking about somebody who was in your life a long time and goes way back with you and has warm feelings for you. That's the Six of Cups. If you could do a search online and see what the Six of Cups looks like in several decks, you'll see it shows two happy children holding each other. Generally, so this is the message I'm seeing, which is it's somebody from your past who you've known for a long time, who was very close to you, who is saddened by being away from you, but is growing as a spirit and is doing well, is in a happy place because the pain and suffering has stopped. Okay?
Okay.
That's
well, thank you.
I hope that helps. It's like I said, these kind of readings almost leave me speechless, because
they're fascinating.
Yeah, and
it has been fascinating.
And it's not the kind of thing I ever thought of doing. It's because it's funny that you said you've never had a reading like this. And until I started doing these shows, and it was several years into doing the show before somebody asked me about this. And I said, let's give it a shot, because, hey, I'm game, right? And that's where I realized the first thing I got was the death card. And that's what happened here too.
Wow.
One more card is the Nine of Coins. That's a person who is at peace and one with themselves. So that's the message I'm getting, is that the spirit feels whole. But there's still that sadness of being apart. So that's, everything else is happy. Okay?
Well, great. Well, I understand that when spirits pass over, there's a time of learning, supposedly, but there's also a great happiness of being home, being whole.
Yes, and that's why I find, like I said, you can listen to all the other shows. If you pick one at random, you're probably going to hear another reading like this, and they generally follow that pattern, which is there's love, there's warmth, there's sadness, and then there's happiness. And the sadness, of course, is the separation. I'm personally kind of freaky about death. I don't want to die in my sleep, for instance. You know what I mean? I want to know it's happening. That's so. I'd like to experience it if at all possible, but I'm not quite ready for it now. And I've been very close to death several times in my life, and it's a very eerie feeling. And there's a history in my family that is odd. My mother once went to visit her mother in the hospital when her mother was dying. My grandmother was dying. And my grandmother